was a noise I haven't encountered before. The top of these headphones, I guess, are hollow metal tubes, and I just bonged it, and I heard it in my entire head. Yes. Yes.
It wakes you up in the morning.
The dog did that this morning.
He says hi.
Sorry.
Oh man. It's probably our older brother calling him like, hey, why didn't you come with mom and dad?
Sorry about that.
Vad hade det?
Go ahead.
Vad hade som ringa?
Say.
See, it was our older brother. I think I just need to go with the flow.
Actually, one question. Know your enemy. The Battlemaster thing. I can only see the stats that are. What did I say? That are human. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah. It's only strength, dex, and constitution. The works. I can't see wisdom or charisma. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I know it is going to happen. I do not have out my notes to not know my enemies.
Most of my knowledge is outdated. I'm Nos in 5e. I am familiar, but if you had questions about other stuff,
Is the font area?
I like numbers.
It's really hard not to sleep or lip color right now.
I tried to avoid the squish.
I think I'm okay.
I feel like
Unless you're a halfling, then you're just a smaller target, but that's shinier.
I was going to ask, if you're a halfling, do you always have full cover?
I really appreciate that in the 5e rules they codify that as a halfling, you can do the cartoon thing where you hide behind a fat guy. Like, that is in the rules. Like, you know that thing where you just, like, stand behind the next person in the elevator and you're like, I'm not here. That's in there.
I'm literally going to do that.
What's your dex modifier?
Doesn't matter, you're tiny.
Yeah, I like that.
But can we hear him? Yeah.
How do you make the portraits of everybody smaller? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm playing Alistair Duress, human fighter, battlemaster.
Yeah, I am playing Hephaestus, who's a bard and a genasi.
I'm playing Halo. She is barbarian.
I'm sorry, was it Penelope?
Yeah,
I just want to make
Penelope.
sure I say it as Penelope, not Penelope. Penelope.
Penelope.
Great.
I'm gonna
Wonderful.
butcher that name
So
again.
on board. So here. Great.
Never gets old. It's just a different way of saying Penelope.
It's like it was two separate words.
It is just
She
a
goes
different-
into a rage if she says Penelope.
We should have
That's not my name!
like
Rage.
Penelope and Spoicy in like the same game. No, we should. No, but yeah.
It's not a
Oh,
problem.
you poor baby. Yeah, I was gonna say, oh god, let me go get the universe's smallest violin to play for you.
Well, I have rolled like 3 in a row, and that was fun.
It's James.
Who
Can
knows?
anybody hear me?
Hey!
Yeah.
Yay!
Oh,
That's the
huzzah.
most intense restart I've ever done in my entire life.
Actually, I just bought a new dice just for this game. Really looking forward to it.
I'll be playing Jezebel. She is a halfling sorcerer room child who is clumsy as hell.
I am playing a halfling cleric, and his name is Juzzy, for reasons. It's gonna be so fun. It's gonna be, he's the nicest guy. That's part of the reason.
We just like to make it harder.
You know how often I tell my players, I hate you all, I want you to die, don't come back to my house.
But can you not see here, like, Jezebel and Jesse? We're gonna be like the perfect JJ team. Oh yeah.
Halflings for the win!
So I'm saying the third halfling, fourth halfling, third halfling at least. A third halfling, I'm the paladin, the god of endurance, Ilmator, whatever. I won't say it, it's easier.
Ilmator, he's a dickhead, I got you.
Yes! Paladin of an again. But I'm basically hopeless, happy, just trying to see the positives.
Doomed. Just say it.
We're a halfling and like one person away from a fucking fellowship here.
Still, when we're walking into town, it's just gonna be like mother and father walking with their 3 children.
No, are you kidding? They're not gonna see the halflings. We're gonna hide behind him.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take all the hits because everyone's short.
Yeah, boy! Just advantages, does
The
disadvantages
most
at the same time.
adorable plate.
Just watching a walking tin can.
It's like if R2D2 got murdery.
So classic R2D2.
Have you been reading my fan fiction? I'm gonna go. Mavis is asleep on the bed. I don't think she's gonna move for the next 8 hours. We took her to daycare yesterday for like 10 hours, so she's just fucking done. Like.
Do you have anything for my smaller copy of the
Yes.
Yes!
I keep thinking, I look down at my start bar and I'm like, oh god, I don't have any of the recording programs open. Fuck! I need to set all that up, like now! Like, oh wait, no, that's not today. I don't have to do anything. Great! I drank a giant cup of black coffee, which I have in a second. Smoked a bunch of cigarettes. I've been doing the other thing pretty much from the instant I woke up, so that's been helping. Yeah, I've been smoking a shitload of weed all day because honestly, this is my free weekend when my girlfriend and my roommate are out of town doing shows, and so like I would have probably slept till 2 if you hadn't been like, come play D&D. So I'm like overcompensating. I'm overcompensating.
Let's do it.
Who's ready to play some spooky ooky shit?
Let's do it.
Let's do it!
Let's do it.
All right. So, welcome to an extremely special game of At the Top of the Order. Normally, it's a bunch of newbies playing some 5e D&D, which is true. 1, we have 6 players. 2, I have that guy on the end of my camera seen there. He knows what I'm talking about. That's Steve. Good buddy of mine from Classes Cast is joining us for a 2-part game. This is the first game. We'll have the second game on November 2nd at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to play through my adventure that I wrote called The Necromancer's Regret. And then hopefully some of these folks will want to play some Curse of Strahd in late November. So you may be seeing these characters again after this adventure as long as they don't die. It'll be fine. It's
Don't
fine.
kill us.
It'll be fine. That's not my goal.
The DMC. It's
I'll
fine.
keep you alive. I got you.
Okay.
I'm here for you.
Is that a
My
challenge?
support.
You can take it as a challenge.
Oh boy. Uh-oh. This is going to be real interesting. All right. So, the reason that this is also an extra special game is because we're playing for the Rainforest Alliance. Shit's on fire, y'all, and we need to try to fix it. So, with the conjoined efforts of the Small Terrible and a Dragonborn party, of which I'm the DM, these lovely folks who wanted to play this special game, and a lot of people who are playing and running games next week, including our very own Steve, who's going to be running some Monster of the Week for us next weekend. We are trying to raise some money to hopefully make a tiny dent, even if we can, into efforts to save the burning Amazon down in Brazil. So if you can donate, I donated $50 this morning. I'm as good as my word. Noelle has a cat. Aw, kitty.
Yeah. They'll be popping up throughout this.
No, it's good. It's good. I'm waiting for my big dumb boy to jump up on the desk at some point.
He's like, hi.
Yeah.
Be involved.
Hello, cat butt on camera. So if you can donate, you go to rainforest-alliance.org. If you even have $5 to spare and you're willing to help out, we would really appreciate it. And we'll be doing giveaways next week. You can check at @terrible_party on Twitter for all of the details. There's a ton of games going on. Thank you to everyone who's donated prizes, who's willing to play, who's willing to run games, who's willing to tweet about it. We really appreciate it. That being said, it's fucking October. I want some spooky stuff. Let's do some spooky stuff. So,
Yeah.
let's get
Let's
started.
get weird.
Let's get weird. We have a really interesting party. I will let them kind of reveal to you who they're playing as we go through the game. Normally I do introductions, but this is an interesting group makeup for sure.
He just doesn't want to say all the names wrong.
I didn't.
She doesn't want to say all the names because she will laugh in the middle of it. She will break down in the middle of it
true.
when she gets Penelope. Every time,
Penelope.
apparently. Penelope, sorry. Not like the pasta, like the penis. Got it. I understand.
This
He
is
saw
also
through you right there.
my first time being a DM for Steve. I've played D&D with Steve. This is gonna be real interesting. You motherfucker. All right, so at the beginning, I need all of you to take 12 hit points off your max, please. You are down 12 hit points currently as
Okay,
we
that's
begin the game.
rude.
I know, right? You have
What?
just come out of the mountains. You're hungry, you're tired, you're cold, and you just survived a blizzard where 2 of you nearly fell into a crevasse and died.
Can we spot them? If
You're
she's small?
okay. Everyone's alive, everyone's out, but you've walked down the mountain trail. The road was supposed to be easy. There wasn't supposed to be a blizzard. Man, they got that wrong. Those medieval meteorologists, they just screwed up. And there is a bitter wind that's whipping across your path, and it's moving the snow along this road, and up ahead, you know where you're going because you knew there was a town nearby. This was where you were going to stop anyways. You were going to stop in a place known as Havenstown. But you're cold, you're tired, you're hungry, your rations are gone. You drank the last bottle of vodka, that's all done. Your torches are out. And up ahead, you see the gates. They're closed. And you notice a couple of things immediately. There are torches and lanterns burning brightly in front of the shuttered wooden gate. The gate is roughly 12 feet tall, but it's not solid. It looks like it's been repaired recently and repaired by someone who doesn't quite know really what they're doing. So old wooden boards that are just soggy from weather and time and wear, blocked up with other boards that don't look so great. Even thin pieces of hammered metal that maybe came off of somebody's roof or something. But ultimately, you see the shuttered gate, and just as you start to near, two people, humans from what you can tell, tightly bundled in cloaks and furs and hoods, pop up at the top of the gate. Looks like they were waiting and looking. There is a human man, dark stubble on his cheeks and chin, several days worth of growth. His hair's unkempt, eyes bloodshot, and he is holding the biggest crossbow you've ever seen. But he's not pointing it directly at you, a few feet in front of you. And on the other side of the gate is a woman, probably around the same age. They're probably mid-20s, bundled in the same way. You can see the ends of a long blonde braid tucked over one shoulder. And the man stops you. He says, "Turn back. You can't enter.
Why is that?
We've got problems of our own, no outsiders."
But we're hungry. We haven't had 11 yet.
Second breakfast. Tea time.
You're
Listen,
all
friend.
bloodied and cut up, and you look. I mean, let me see here something. The woman looks to her companion, and he's dead set on his path. She looks a little more concerned. She puts a hand up. She says, "Where are you coming from?"
Just over the mountain.
That way.
In this weather, Johar, let them in. They're clearly not any threat to us. He's holding on to that crossbow, but you notice his hands are shaking. You're not sure if it's from the cold or the effort of holding up this pretty large weapon.
What was his name again?
Johar.
You are.
I'll put it in chat.
What if we offer to help you with your problem? You let us in and take the crossbow.
He's really indecisive. There are 6 of you and 2 of them, and the woman doesn't look to be armed, at least from what you can tell. She's also completely wrapped up against the cold.
Lo, Johar. I am a paladin. You know we are good folk. We are really just here to help. Lodgings and food would be useful for us, but that doesn't stop our quest.
Lots of food, please.
All right, I need, since Zane is taking the helm here, Zane, why don't you make a persuasion check for me? Oh, no!
Wait. I'm lucky I can re-roll this.
Oh, yeah, you do. Halfling luck.
That doesn't burn out either, does it? I can just keep doing it.
No, that's
obviously
the
I
most
have to.
broken thing I've seen in 5e
It's
yet.
amazing.
That a halfling can just be like, I'm not taking that shit. Re-roll.
Nice.
16, that'll do.
16. That's better. That's much better. I should have mentioned they're playing at 7th level. 16 will do it. He slowly lowers the crossbow. He's still holding on to it, and he just... All right. We should probably show him over to the magpie's nest. And you see Agatha hop down, and after about a minute or so, the one side of the gate, and you can see the town. You can see farmland, snow-covered farmland up ahead of you, but it is very dark out. You're approaching in the middle of the night in a blizzard, so his caution makes sense. And she is standing there. She introduces herself as Agatha.
Can I look around while we're walking to the magpies?
Sure. Are you looking for anything specifically?
I'm just looking for activity, seeing if there are more folk out or anything suspicious?
Yeah, perception check for me.
That's a natural 20.
Well, shit.
He
Okay.
sees everything.
Yeah. Let me actually give you the map. I gave this to the players ahead of time, but so that you as viewers can see this. This is from the amazing Kaora. We used with his permission this amazing map. You all, the gates are down here. So you all are approaching from the southwest corner. And you're walking past fields. This is a well-trod road. You can see wagon wheel ruts in the road. You see horse hoof prints, fairly recent in the snow. But as you wind your way up past the farmlands, you see small houses with, looks like candles burning in some of the windows. Some of them are dark. It is the middle of the night. But the snow is so thick here, you can't see much past. Your visibility is not great right now. And you're following single file, basically following Agatha's torch as she leads you forward. She tells you a little bit. This is Havenstown, and she just mentions that strangers are really not welcome right now because they've had some heinous things happen in the last few weeks.
What has happened?
Looks around. Let's get you inside. There won't be anyone in the tavern, and then maybe we can.
I am
talk.
with them, correct?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if you were gonna. Okay, yeah, I got you then.
Yeah. Unless you tell me otherwise.
No, I didn't know. Like, look, I don't know if they're like getting here as a party already or if I'm here. I don't know. Doesn't matter. I'm here. That's great.
You all have been traveling together for a while. Yeah.
Great.
I'm gonna tell Agatha, if you're having trouble speaking right now, I mean, we're all alone right now, so it might be easier to speak rather than having anybody else around.
It's also quite
Maybe
cold,
we
and
should get out of the cold.
you all look like you've been through it. So let's just. So the Magpie's Nest is our tavern, just the local watering hole. I'm sure that they've got a couple of rooms for you all.
They have food, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Vera, the owner, always has something going in the stoves. She and her daughter run it, so yeah. She wanders you through the town. You see, you do see one building. You see a sign out front in common that just says General Goods. It's this little building right here, marked on your map for you. And she wanders you through. It's a neat little town. The buildings are well maintained. People take pride in their homes and their stores. And she walks you up the left path to what is very clearly a tavern. It's got a big sign out front that says Magpie's Nest Tavern and Inn. The door is closed, of course, but there are lights on, candles burning, and it looks like a really nice fireplace on one wall that is going at full strength. And she pushes the door open and invites you all in.
I immediately go to the fire and just try to pick up my feet. I'm like, I need to warm my feet before I get food.
Sure. It's the fire. It looks like it's just been recently stoked.
I'm gonna thaumaturgy that fire and make it like really fire. Like that's a roaring fire.
Thank you, Jesse.
Come on, everybody, take a seat up next to the fire and warm up your feet. If you put your socks on the grate, it's really comfortable when you put them back on. He starts taking off his socks to hang them over the fire. Really, it's great.
I follow his lead. I'm like, yep, I'm listening.
It's
Let's
gonna
do
be
that.
really fucking nice.
Ditto.
It's gonna be great.
Agatha just looks. Right. I'll go get Vera. Hold on. And she closes the door to the tavern to keep the snow from blowing in. Walks into the back.
Is the tavern empty or?
It's empty. It's middle of the night, yeah. There's
That's weird.
no one here right now. Looks like they'd had a band at one point, a bard or someone had been playing up on the stage. It's a little rougher in here. You can tell that the tables and the benches, everything is probably handmade by one person. But it's comfortable enough. It's certainly better than the mountains in the dead of winter that you all have been traveling through.
I nudge half-assed to the stage. Play us a song, man. Let's do it.
Nope. Lucas, I think you're muted. check your mic there for me. Nope, still don't have you. Technical difficulties. All right. Well, while we do that, after a
Can
couple.
you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, there we go.
I will play.
Okay. What would you like to play?
Some form of like Christmas theme or something like
Okay.
that. It's snow outside.
Winter holiday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Solstice something or other. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Make a performance check for me, just for the shit of it.
18.
18. Perfect. Hephaestus is a very good bard. You all know this. And his song is jaunty and along with the fire. And now you see, as Hephaestus is playing, you all can see a half-elf woman. The bar is on the far right side of the room. Pardon me. A half-elven woman, long coppery-colored hair. It looks like she was awake. She doesn't seem to be in night clothes, but she's putting an apron on and smiling. Very delicate-featured, fairly short for a half-elf, and she comes around with a tray of steaming cups of something.
While Hephaestus is playing, Jesse's just gonna get up right in the front row and just like clap like really obnoxiously, like, "Oh, this is great! I love this! Yeah, get it! Get it! You're doing awesome! No one is as talented as you!"
He's probably playing like Jingle Bells, something like really obnoxious and annoying.
We're definitely gonna need some ale to handle this.
Oh, I could listen to this all day, all night. This is great. You're awesome.
It's so nice that we have Jesse as our pep talk
Oh my
guy,
God.
I'm your
as our
hype man.
cheerleader.
Yeah, you're hype man. There you go.
I didn't decide what dumb voice I was gonna do until I like started doing it, and I'm glad I picked this one.
Oh, jeez. The Vera sets the tray down. It looks to be steaming cider. It certainly smells like it. It
I
starts.
grab a mug and damn it.
There you
Inside
go.
chat.
You can if you want. Sure.
Yeah, boy.
Why not?
Natural 20.
What the fuck? That's our Lucas this time is now Kelly.
Yes.
What the hell's going on, man? It's that
New
new die.
dice, man. New dice.
Gods have blessed our rolls today.
Okay, well, don't burn them all up now. It's cider. It's spiced cider.
Yes.
I think it's alright, guys.
I'm just gonna drink it. Oh, this is delicious. You guys make amazing cider. Holy snap, this is so good.
Yeah, Dave just downed it. Damn good. Slam it on the table.
Yes.
I go into the corner and drink it really secretly.
I already had tried drinking it, but that cider was too hot and it burned my tongue. Ow, ow, ow! Well, it's too hot!
Because Jezebel is such a clumsy, I need you to make a dex save to not drop your mug.
Okay, was it a 20 or?
Yeah, d20 plus your dex save modifier. Only because that's very funny.
That's 17.
Yeah, you fumble it a little bit, but manage to keep a hold of it, not spill it down the front of your clothes.
Nope, just my tongue.
Vera's kind of looking at all of you, and Agatha has come back around with her own mug, and Agatha just shrugs and, I don't know, they came out of the mountains. They need a room. They look bad. Vera looks at all of you again, and, right, well, welcome to the Magpie's Nest. It's just, I'm so sorry that, you all had trouble in the mountains. A couple of you look... Right, it's rude. I shouldn't say that. What? Do you need rooms, I'm assuming?
Where were you looking where you said that?
You have some.
Do you have a problem with halflings?
Not. No,
There are 3 of us here, you know.
No, I totally get it. We're super annoying if you do. We're just like, that's just a lot, you know? What can I do to help?
Wind it in. Come on. It's
I'm just going to shout out from the corner. They are.
No, he's right.
She looks thoroughly confused at this point, and it's just, I'm going to. Right. I'm assuming you need rooms.
Yeah, that would be good.
Okay. Well, there's 6 of you. I have 2 rooms, so it would be 3 to a room.
So I'm assuming you're gonna put us halflings together, right?
That's only half a room.
No, you all can split up however you want. The rooms are the same size.
I'll tell you what, I'm okay with sleeping on a table if it makes everybody else more comfortable. That's totally fine with me. Whatever is best for everybody else. Maybe like a bar or a manger. I could do a manger. I could fit in one of them real good. If everybody wants, I'll go to your rooms before and warm up all your sheets with the sacred flame a little bit, so that when you get in, it's like just crawling into an angel. Leave me. Just stop. I'm gonna stop.
Please tell me the paladin is offended by that.
How are we going to talk to anyone with this around?
I'll be good.
You said that last time.
Jezebel pushes another flask or another mug of cider to Jessie, but like, sit down, keep quiet for now.
Why don't you have it? Looks like you want. I can wait.
Because it burned my tongue. I can't drink anymore. You take the
He
rest.
starts blowing on the top to cool it down. This will be better.
Can you show me to my room?
Please, someone take me.
Yeah, she's like, you all are experiencing the miracle that is Steve making himself laugh.
Kill the bit, please. God, kill the bit.
Oh, dear
Before
God.
we go to bed, can we like ask Vera what's been going on in town?
Yeah, you absolutely can. She's brought back 2 keys to the rooms and points you toward. She only has 2 rooms. It's not a very big tavern. And you know, motions that they're upstairs on the 2nd floor, and she says, we've had some unfortunate incident. We've had 3 people who have been killed, murdered, in the last
what way?
couple of weeks. In
Like dead?
extremely motherfucker.
Is that like half of your population?
Well, no.
Town burn.
It's been very bad. I found one of them. I'm sorry, this is really hard for me to talk about. You might be better off talking to the town elder about this.
At this point, have Feistus stopped playing Jingle Bells.
Okay. Yeah. You're talking about dead bodies and murder while that tune is going on in the background.
Yeah.
Goes to a solemn chord.
Like a
And grabs one of the ciders and just gathers around with the others.
Okay. She looks
Yeah,
extremely distraught. She's having trouble even saying this to all of you. There's something clearly going on.
Put my hand on her shoulder and say, "It's gonna be okay." And I go up to my room.
I'm gonna pull up a stool, like a chair or something, behind her, stand on that chair, and just like start trying to give her like a neck rub. Like, hey, we all got troubles and trials and tribulations from time to time. Why don't you tell us about it and see if we can help? That's a 23 persuasion.
That's so much clericy inappropriate touching right now.
Oh,
It's
you just got like a real big knot right here. Let me just look. Doesn't that feel better?
Jail.
You get like the physical tension out, and then like you can get the emotional tension out right after it.
Oh
What's going on?
my
Did
god.
not I supposed to
Rap with
walk
Juzzy. Other elbow. But that is legit a 23 persuasion.
Fuck you. All right. She absolutely is clearly carrying a ton of stress.
Yeah, there's that
And
knot
she
right
just,
there.
like, yeah, it's like right there. It's like a weird thing. She sits down and it's. I would really recommend you talk to the town elder if you're that curious about it.
We can do that too, but like it seems like you got like a real emotional connection here, and that's interesting. You're interesting.
Josie, we need to go to bed now.
Fine.
We need to go
All right.
upstairs.
All right.
As I go up, do I see if any of the rooms are occupied?
I'm sorry?
Is the tavern only for 2 rooms?
Yeah,
Do we have
it's
any
just
more?
2 rooms.
Okay.
This place
Is
is
there
not
a-
very big.
Is there a window in the room?
In the room? Yeah, there's one window in each room. The rooms are kind of set up where you go
I
in
would
the
like-
door. There are basically bunk beds on each wall. So the left and right walls there's 4 beds in each room. There's a small like a nightstand with a couple candles on it. There's a small chest of drawers, and there's one window with heavy curtains drawn over the glass to keep the cold out.
Can I look outside the window, see if
Yeah.
I see anything?
So from the let me switch you back to the map. So from the magpie's nest, you do see a couple of things about the town because the rooms are on the back of the building. So what you're going to see are some additional houses behind the tavern, directly behind. There's a cliff, and then there is a manor up on the hill that you can't, past the snow and the darkness, you can't really make out any details. You don't see
Okay.
anybody out. Again, you're probably 1 a.m. It's very late. It's very cold. These villagers are not going to be wandering around for sure.
Not much of a nightlife in this town.
Woo,
Well, I
buddy.
do have dark vision, so I can see 60 feet.
Right,
into-
yeah. There's not much there.
Mm.
It's just snow. There's probably 2 feet of snow. It's,
Okay,
yeah, it's a lot.
Can the windows be open?
That's a good question. Let me check. I can't remember. I wrote this damn thing. I don't remember. Yes, they can. The windows part in the middle. There's like a little latch in the middle of the window, and you can push the panes open.
Yeah, I'm just going to. I think I have rope. Yeah, I have rope. I'm going
I
to
have
tie a piece of rope to one of the latches and tie it to my bed.
Oh, I see. I was like, was he climbing out the window? What's going on here?
Yeah,
Fair enough. Okay. So you
just
guys.
trapping the window.
Since there's been 3 murders, do we want to set up a watch just to be safe?
I'll take first shift.
I,
I'm not that
I
tired.
probably. Is the room 30 feet from me? The other room?
yeah, it would be.
Yeah,
Easily.
I would have probably told them about my weapon of warning, right?
Yeah, they've seen it in action before.
Yeah. So, essentially, if we go into combat, we'll wake up.
Okay.
Well, I'll tell y'all
We
what. I'll
all
sit
need
outside the
defense.
rooms and just keep watch all night so everybody gets a good night of sleep, right? That's the best thing to do. Don't
but
worry
if-
about it.
Are you going to be able to be quiet while you do that? Or
Oh, yeah. Don't worry about it.
I don't know if I trust you to be quiet.
Jesse, I'll take first watch.
Like,
You nap.
No, but then you won't get a good night of sleep. I got this. Trust me. You get good and rested.
He's gonna get exhausted.
Okay, so what I would do then is recommend that because you all are split up 3 and 3 in the rooms, that someone from room 1 takes a watch, someone from room 2 takes a watch, and then for third watch, although you really only need 2 at 1 a.m. So pick.
I can take a watch.
Okay.
I'm gonna sleep.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
High Five says
actually-
sleep.
I'll take
I'll
a walk.
obviously take one.
Okay.
During his watch, Juzzy sits sitting in a corner like,
It's not creepy at all, man.
no, it's not creepy at all.
Not at all.
Jezebel wants to eat before going to sleep.
Yeah, Vera will bring you whatever you want.
I walk over to Vera in an attempt to stroke her arm, but I trip on my cape.
Yep, that's about right. She tries to grab out for you and help you back up to your feet. Are you okay?
Yeah. I think I just wear oversized clothes, so it just happens. I'm poor. I don't have any much money, so I just get hand-me-downs and stuff.
Oh, well, if you need something hemmed, my daughter, I'm sure, could do it.
Is he taller than me?
Camille's a half elf, so yes.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
She
But thank you for the offer, though. That's really kind of you.
Okay. She brings you food. She's keeping a tab of what you guys are purchasing and eating and the rooms and all of that, so you can settle that whenever you want. So who wants to take first watch between Penelope and okay? So roll perception for me, please.
Looks like an 11.
An 11.
Yeah.
Where are you posted at?
How far apart are the rooms?
They're right next to each other.
Okay, I'll just be outside both the doors.
So kind of in between.
Still
okay.
in front.
Yeah. The wind picks up. You hear Vera rattling some plates around, and then it sounds like she stokes the fire, sighs, sees you up above because she can very clearly see. It's basically just an open stairwell up to the two rooms. Nods and I'm gonna go to bed, but if you need anything, please don't hesitate. There's a little bell on the bar, and you can just hit that, and I'll know.
Okay, good night.
Night. And she wanders off. The only thing you really notice is that as she walks away, you get you've seen her now, but you notice how sunken her eyes look. Like she's just not been sleeping well.
God.
Watch passes uneventfully, other than the extreme amount of snow going on outside. Penelope turns over the watch to Juzzy.
Yay, bedtime.
Second watch is the most annoying watch because you
It is.
yeah, that's the one he would definitely take. So
It
yes,
is. Yep. So go ahead and make a perception check for me.
that's a 12.
Fair enough. Okay. So 12. The bad thing about the 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. watch is that the sun's coming up, and when the sun slowly starts to rise, it's still cloudy as hell out, and it's depressing. That's it.
It's a beautiful day in the
Yeah.
neighborhood. Anyone that wakes up hears Juzzy quietly singing the Mr. Rogers song to himself.
Oh my God.
I love Mr. Rogers.
We were just
You
talking
don't,
about
you're
that.
a monster.
I agree.
Yeah. Anyway,
yeah, that's it. I mean, right at the end of your watch, because it is early morning, it looks like a couple of farmers come in for what is probably the tavern's breakfast. And they just sit down and don't even really seem to notice you. They're so bundled up against the cold and trying to shake the snow off. A younger half-elven woman who looks a lot like Vera, just younger, comes over and starts serving them food. That's it.
You gonna go make some friends, Juzzy?
yeah, totally will actually.
You all start to rouse, and you notice that Juzzy is downstairs.
I'm already downstairs. Well, good morning, everybody.
These two guys couldn't be more...
Anyone need their shoes shined or maybe a refill on their coffee?
Jesse,
Can
you
I-
don't
can I
work there.
Grind
Stop
up
it,
your
you're
food a
fine.
little bit more for you so it's easier to chew.
Alistair is going to eat his breakfast in his room.
Okay.
Oh.
I head downstairs
Sorry.
to try and start to save the people because it's too early to deal with that.
To intercede. Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
He's at 101%. He needs to be at like 25. Too early.
Oh my God. Wait till you find out what Steve actually did when he tells you after the game.
This is beautiful. This is
You
exactly what I
You
wanted.
are a monster.
Dance, puppets, dance!
You are a fucking
I'm sorry.
monster.
I'm sorry.
These farmers absolutely are not paying attention to anyone. They do not care that Juzzy is there, like, doing a dance and trying
He's like
to...
actively attempting to butter their biscuits and stuff for them, and like,
Oh one reaches over, grabs a knife, and slams it down into the table right by your hand.
Oh, well, you missed.
Am I down? Have I finished eating and do I see this?
Yeah, I'll move my hand closer
Okay.
if you want to try again.
I'm gonna.
Don't worry,
I'm
buddy.
gonna
You'll get it this time.
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna walk over to a farmer, grab his hand, and say, "Try it again."
Call your friend
No,
off.
do it. Please try it again. If you want to do it.
Alistair, come on. We're guests here. We're not supposed to make a fight here.
I'm just gonna look at the farmers and be like, I don't know them. I'm not with.
I'm just dead dying the farmer.
I don't know any of
They
them.
don't care.
I am actively attempting to push my hand onto the knife at this point.
Of course.
Look,
you are.
Jesse,
right
stop
here.
doing that, Jesse.
Can I kind of try and physically restrain Jussie in my tiny
Sure.
halfling tin can way?
Contested athletics.
I'm not contesting it. I hug him.
I smile contentedly and pat him on the back while walking
Yep.
backwards.
Yep. Chaos. Okay.
I
Noelle
also
was
come
exactly
down
right.
and
It's
just-
fucking chaos.
I told you this would be great.
You
Sorry,
are.
I
Would you
came
have a
up
health
with this and I
pack now?
knew it needed to happen.
Oh god.
Hephaestus comes down and just shakes his head at. What is happening?
Well, Vera is coming out at this point to intercede, talks the farmers down, kind of shoves you all off to a table in the nicest way possible. It's like the nicest shoving you've ever had. She's just like, okay, let's just get you settled. How about closer to the fire? It's warmer over there. You'll like it better. How about some coffee? Let's do coffee and some tea and some cider. And she's frantically running around like, dear God, what did I just get? Who did I sell rooms to? What is happening right now?
I'm gonna eyeball the farmer for 1 minute.
Okay.
Jezebel runs after Vera like, I'm so sorry about this. I'm sorry. Is there anything I can do to help?
And fall down.
And yeah, you guys all have your spells back, hit points, all of that is back after a rest. He's a farmer, Alistair. He's a farmer.
I
Old,
bet I can take him.
grizzled farmer who looks like he's probably been through some shit. He's got a big old ugly white scar. It's old across his cheek that you would recognize from a blade. It's probably a long
Well-
sword.
Then I'm going to use my know my enemy.
Can we just all be friends here? Like,
Is
You
it?
pick a fight with a farmer?
why are we fighting people?
Is-
No one's. I just want to point out, I'm not trying to fight anybody.
Is he a
Neither
fighter?
am I. I thought we were here to help.
Probably at one point this guy was a soldier.
So is his fighter level lower? Same?
He's also in his 70s, so
Might be a strong man.
he's probably pretty strong still, but he's also an old human. So yeah, I mean, if you really want to take him, he's definitely a lower level than you are, but pretty
Alistair,
spry for a 70-year-old guy.
Alistair, put it
Yeah.
away. God's sake. For my God's sake.
For Elmater's sake,
Did
yeah.
these guys come in here on like
Don't
donkeys? or
bring
did they walk
Ilmata
here?
into this, Sane.
I'll bring whoever I damn like into it, just
God.
for pity's sake.
Did they
Uh,
ride donkeys here? Or did they walk here? The farmers.
They walked.
Ah, damn. All right, never mind.
I'm going to ask Vera to bring some meat over to the farmers, and I'm going to sit down right across from her.
She does so. The one who looks a little bit younger, they're probably family. They look related. They have the same kind of like thicker jawline, same dark brown eyes. Just nods at you. How you doing?
Hey, man. So I've been hearing there's been some issues of late.
Yeah, this fucking town. I'm trying to convince Gramps over here to get the hell out, and Gramps, the older guy with the big scar across his face, just goes.
I'll look over to Gramps. So what unit we're in?
59th Cavalry, War of the Irons. How about you?
What with me? I've come from the Sword Coast, the Mercenary Guild downtown.
Traveled there a few times.
Yeah.
Interesting place. Hey, you ever
Yeah.
fight a Tarask?
Terrace.
Yeah.
I make them my bitches, man.
Damn. God, I miss
Yeah.
the old days.
He
Starts
was talk- he was-
chugging he's drinking breakfast ale, so he's like chugging this thing.
Yeah,
Breakfast
man.
ale. It's a wheat beer.
Heck yeah.
So, we sorry about earlier. Just you were almost hurting my friend.
He leans in.
And
Why is he so annoying?
he was born this way.
God. I pity his parents. I bet that sucks.
That's why he's with us.
From the happiest
but-
cult in the world.
Dear God Almighty.
Can you tell me anything more about these murders?
Don't like to talk about that ugly business.
Yeah, but we might be able to help.
3 dead people. Eyeballs taken. Hearts taken. Flesh removed. Ugly business, like I said.
Like the good old days.
We just killed people. We didn't do that nasty shit.
Indeed. Do you have any suspects?
If you... And there's a look that passes between these 2 men. And the younger guy leans in and he says, I prefer we don't get Grandpa too excited about that, because...
I'm actually gonna try something. This might go bad.
Okay.
I would like to charm the older one.
Oh, dear God Almighty. Okay. All right.
A DC of 13.
Wisdom?
Yeah,
Should be.
charisma.
Charisma.
Yeah, wisdom
yep.
is.
Yep. Oh, boy. Okay. No, he failed.
Yes!
What are you trying to get out of him?
I would just want to. I would know about the suspects. They didn't want to answer that.
Okay. His size. I think it's the old ghost of the Rallons up there on the hill, but you know, my
what can you tell
grandson
me
here
about this
doesn't believe in ghosts, and well, I keep telling him you'll believe in them when you see a bunch of dead people on a battlefield. So
I've fought a ghost before, so they're real.
it's true.
Jezebel turns wide-eyed and be like, wait. Nobody said anything about ghosts.
What more can you tell me about these Rowlands?
Old family, money, house caught on fire, son died, family left.
No survivors here in.
The ones who survived left town, 10 years ago. I kept trying to tell Verania that we should have just tore it down, but she didn't want to. Thought we could sell it, or she could sell it, town could sell it, hell, I don't know.
Who's Verania?
Town elder.
Is there any way we can get an audience with her? I just pipe up. I've kind of come and sat over when I heard go.
I think you can. I mean, her house is just on the other side of the square. Vera's her sister.
Anything that we might need to know about Verania? Something we might do to make her like us more.
Yeah, she might like you. She's an old soldier.
Not bring Juzzy.
Oh, we could get her some muffins. If you got some, give me some time. I could make some real quick. I got a little Dutch oven.
No, you're gonna wait outside the house.
Just
All right.
stay and watch.
We should
You
get
know,
like
That'll
like
make
a
you
fucking
happy.
sit on you, man. This is amazing.
Well, I'm much obliged this information. Have a
Yeah.
nice morning.
Do we have like a babysitter for Jussie? We
Pay 10 gold to take him off his
turns.
hand.
I mean, we're doing row. Can we just like tie him to like the bed or a chair?
Are you sure he wouldn't chew through that?
It's fair. That's a good question.
Like something over his mouth, like.
Oh, don't worry. Oh, sorry. I keep slipping into a different voice.
I
Don't worry
go over
about
to.
me.
I'm hearing some Teddy in there, Steve.
No, there's Teddy. Teddy is a lower Southern accent. I keep slipping into the Australian skeleton for
Oh,
classless character.
God.
That's what it is.
Oh my God.
I'll go away from me.
Okay. Okay,
I go
fair enough.
I go over to Jesse and just pat him on the back and say, "Good job."
All right, yeah, great, thank you. Don't worry about me. I'll just hang out and I'll find something to do if you don't want me to come help. That's totally fine. It's up to you.
Yeah, you
You made the introduction there, so good job.
Thanks, guys. I'm glad I could help. Is there anything else I can do to make your day better? Maybe warm up your shoes a little bit?
Not
I'm
touch
very
my stuff.
worried about what's gonna happen to the comic relief in this game.
I'm just wondering, DM
All
question.
right.
Yes.
Does it make me more untrustworthy because I have a mask?
I mean,
Or is it, I can always justify it because it's cold?
I was gonna say with the cold, it's not. Everyone's got their faces covered up, and yeah, it. So far, no one's really batted an eye at all of you. Let me think here. Will everyone? Let's just do a general history check. Everybody.
Everybody history check.
Everybody, general history check. So D20 plus your history skill. Please.
Natural 20.
Natural
That's a 3.
20s. Okay, 3.
16.
Okay.
11.
Okay.
9.
12.
12. All right. Hephaestus. Havenstown is it's well known as a traveler's stop. This is where you go to resupply, to rest, to visit the apothecary. There's a well-known apothecary in town, a little gnome woman named Oda, whose potions are apparently the best around, so people come from all around to go. There's a lot of trade that comes through here, general, just anything you can carry on a wagon. There's roughly 500 people in town. 3 people being murdered, and the gates being shut is extremely something is clearly wrong. 3 people have been murdered, and the fact that they've not called for the larger guard from the nearby cities is bizarre.
Okay.
So split the party?
Vera can give you general directions depending on where you want to go.
I
think
quite
I
like to check
should-
out the apothecary and the forge potentially, but out of character question. Divine sense. How well would I be sensing at this point? I know I won't get an entire raid of the whole town, but is it like building I'm in, square I'm in?
That is within. Whoa. Within how far is it out?
I don't have
I
any.
want to
actual
say it's 60 feet.
Oh, 60 feet. Yeah. So what's the town size wise?
It's about a mile across.
Bit bigger than 60 feet.
Not
Beautiful.
counting not counting the outlying graveyard and church and the manor.
How long does it last? The bloody thing. Can I cast Divine Sense and just kind of take a wander towards the blacksmith?
You
Just see if
absolutely
anything
can do
pings
that.
me.
Sure. So Zane's heading off that way. Is anyone going with him?
I would like to join in at
Okay.
the blacksmith.
Yeah, I follow.
I'll just go with them.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go where everybody else goes.
Okay.
Gonna
No,
be
you're
honest.
going to stay here and make us a nice meal for when we get back.
I actually want to take a look at that apothecary, so I'm just going by myself then there?
No, I'll go with her.
Oh God. Okay.
I'll go with whoever's going by themselves.
Okay. All
You
right.
can't be alone.
So we'll split
See,
it.
You don't want to be alone in a creepy town like this. Who knows what could happen?
Yep, I definitely need a person like you here with me.
Oh yeah. Yep. There it is. So
We can just hug it out.
let's. Oh boy.
Hug it out.
Let's split the blacksmith's a little further. Penelope, I have someone for you.
Yes!
Penelope wants to fall in love so badly.
I have so much love in my heart.
So you guys wander your way through. Vera points you in the general directions. They're not too far apart from each other, but she does tell you that the blacksmith is run by the son. The father was one of the murder victims. So the son, Resh, has taken over for his recently deceased dad. She also tells you that the apothecary was another one of the murder victims.
Oh no!
So
Was
the-
it Oda?
Yeah, it was Oda. So the old gnome woman has been brutally killed. She was the first victim.
I wanted to learn some potions from her. Damn
It's
it!
run
I'm
by
always
the
so unlucky when
apprentice.
it comes to
So
red.
the apprentice is there.
It's probably not gonna be good enough though.
So you have a little bit more knowledge now. She just cautions you to be gentle, especially with Oda's apprentice, the young human woman, who is obviously very shaken by what has happened, but also deeply saddened because Oda was basically her adopted mother.
Don't worry, we'll be gentle. I mean, I have Jessie with me.
I don't think that helps your case.
Oh, right. It's just a big old parade of sunshine and rainbows.
Oh boy. Okay.
As we're making our way to the forge, I would like to break off and go to the elder's home.
Okay. Do you do so in full view of the rest of your companions who are with you, or do you try to sneak off?
I let them see.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Alistair just all of a
shouldn't
sudden
kill
turns.
them.
Yeah.
If I just stop
See ya.
and look at him and just, where are you going? Why?
Don't
We
go
were going
alone.
this way.
I'm
well,
assuming it's a soldier thing. He might get something out of them that we can't.
I'm a former soldier too.
I just go to saying like, yeah.
If you want to
come
join
with
and be
you
my
so
guest.
you're not alone. We don't know anything about this town, really. We don't
Yeah.
know any of these people. We can't trust them.
Hephaestus, do you want to join?
I can join. You're not
Buddy
doing this
system.
alone.
Buddy system.
I mean,
Yeah.
we could either send the 2 soldiers to the elders' home, myself and Hephaestus take the forge, since I'm covered head to toe in a tin can, and Hephaestus is vaguely forge related.
It's all in the same
But I can-
wheelhouse.
I'm just
Well-
joining the forge. I don't need anything at the blacksmith. I'm just
I was going to
joining.
go. I was going to go to the forge when I'm done talking to the elder.
I am good at talking. I can join the elder's home.
Bard.
Wow, fantastic.
I'll just stand outside trying to ping Divine Sense.
Okay.
I have an uneasy feeling in my gut at this point,
Fair enough.
but I don't want to share it with the rest of them yet.
Okay. All right.
Stand
So
by yourself like a weirdo.
this is okay. So this is interesting. Let me just look at Divine Sense real quick because it's 60 feet. Yeah, you can use it.
With us not being in combat, I don't know how end of turn works, because I know it's on like 3 seconds. At which point, I just want to do like a single ping stood outside
Be
the elders.
6 seconds. Yeah. Well, what's your charisma modifier?
3.
So 4 times. You've used it once. So you have 3 more uses. Yeah.
So is this like detect evil?
Kind of.
Celestial. Yeah.
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna leave that up to you.
It's celestial fiend or undead,
Right.
to be specific.
But
Not good
60
or
feet.
evil, just
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
Like
not
an
like
outsider
the,
sense.
Yeah. Right. Right. It's not like the Ranger Primeval Awareness where it's within like a mile or something like that.
I'm used to
It's
the
something
3/5
crazy.
paladin, which has detect evil as like an at-will ability. So if you're not using it on every single person you meet, like, what are
Oh,
you
gosh.
doing?
No,
Okay,
mine's more like an
so-
echolocation ping, isn't it? Of just
Yeah.
anybody here.
Exactly. Yeah.
What's here that shouldn't be here?
Yeah. Any weird shit? Any weird shit? Yeah. That's basically what it is.
It's a
Well,
spider sense.
Oh,
Yeah.
anyway,
Ooh.
Hmm.
Yeah. Alistair.
Yeah.
Do they know though? They don't know, right?
No, they don't.
Well, that's interesting. Yep. Yep, he nailed you with that.
Shit.
Zane, the only thing you get is coming off of Alistair.
I
It's very
draw.
faint. It's very faint. It's not full-fledged, like, oh, you know, there's just, it's almost a, we'll say mixed blood kind of thing.
Well, I'm assuming we came from the mountains together.
Mhm.
We'll have travelled before with each other.
Mhm.
At some point, I will have friggin' pinged him. I'm not roleplaying wise. This isn't going to be new news to me.
I think that's fair. If this
there's-
is an established group.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's the
if
only thing
it's-
you kind of. But most of the time, Alistair was conveniently far enough away.
So this is the first time I've actually discovered it.
You had a weird, vague sense, but you just kind of sloughed it off as maybe it's his weapon, maybe he stole that cloak from someone and it's got residual something or others. You don't know, you know.
Well, this is a clear blood
This
thing.
is a clear,
the half.
slightest hint of undead.
Just whiffs of formaldehyde.
Just a little bit. It's
But-
not. It is also not evil. I will note that.
Yeah. I'll draw my spear
Oh God.
and just kind of tap him on the arm. And you know that thing that people do when they twitch their head, just in a like, what the hell kind of thing?
Uh-huh.
I'll just twitch my head and go, what's your deal?
I just go, what do you mean, Zane?
You know exactly what I mean, Alistair. We've been travelling together for a while now.
Yes.
I'm a paladin. Explain or I'll make you. Please don't make me make you.
I have no idea
What's
what you're
happening?
talking about, Zane.
What are you talking about, Zane?
If you want to play it that way, fine. But we'll come back to this tonight. And I'll put my weapon back and just gesture for them to go inside. And I'll stand outside waiting.
Okay.
I just mouthed to myself, looking forward to it.
Oh my God. Inter-party conflict. All right. So.
I
Fucking knew this would happen.
Uh-huh.
Told you it wouldn't be me.
Alright, I'll walk over to the elder.
Okay. So, because we had a lot of breaks. So who's going? Is anyone going with Alistair? Just so I have this straight.
Yes.
I am.
Lucas.
I'm
no.
still going to the apothecary.
I'm going to.
Jezebel and Jezzy are going to the apothecary. Got it. Okay. So 4 of you into the elder. The door's closed, of course. I'm assuming someone knocks.
Just bust it.
You just
I'll
stand
knock.
at the outside. Okay. It's a slightly larger home than the rest that you see in the village, with the exception of the weird manor up on top of the hill. You do see candlelight through the heavy leaded pane glass windows. There are 2 shadows that you see, and you see one come to the door. The door is actually opened by looks like a young human man. Short, cropped, blonde, dirty blonde hair. He's actually was in the process, looks like, of putting a coat on. And he smiles at you. He's got a very, for lack of a better word, he has a very pleasant face. He just seems like someone you would go and ask directions from. He just seems like one of those approachable people. And he sticks his head out. Morning. Hi. New faces. Hi. Something I could do for you?
Morning. We were wondering if we could have one moment with the elder. Baroness.
Yeah, I tell you what, hold on, let me check real quick. She was feeding the horse. Can I ask what about? Usually, she doesn't like it if I bring people in without knowing, if they're here on business or,
We're just concerned travelers looking to lend a hand.
She will want to talk to you. Got it. Oh, I'm Samuel, by the way, I'm her son. So let me just, come on in, and you all can just have a seat over here. It's so cold. Have a seat by the fire, and I'll go get Mom.
Thank you, Samuel.
Of course. And he puts the rest of the coat back on, and you see him go out the back door, close it, and through the window you can see him approach a woman who looks a lot like the tavern keeper. Clearly sisters, same copper hair, same slightly pointed half-elven ears, same almost like bird-like features. They have really thin faces. And they have a conversation. He points at all of you through the glass and waves, and she just hands him something, looks like a bucket, and then comes in the door.
Can I make a quick scan of the room before she comes in?
Perception check for me.
Taking a good day. Not a natural song.
Sure.
Start checking those dice.
That's amazing.
Sometimes it's just the way you roll them, really, truly. You notice a couple of things in here. It's a very neatly kept home. There are lots of books on the shelves, lots of little, almost like knickknacks, stones, little sculptures that are really just kind of probably worthless junk, but obviously mean something if they're out on display. You see a couple pieces of artwork on the other wall, landscapes, very pastoral type stuff, and then there is a heavy iron and wood shield over the fireplace that has clearly seen battle. Whoever put it there took good care of it, repaired the scratches and the dents, but it seems to have a mark of, or a placement of importance in the home over the fireplace.
Right.
Otherwise, nothing out of the ordinary. It's a well-kept house. She comes in, stamps the snow off of her boots, looks at the four of you, and says, Samuel says you're travelers. You've heard of our troubles.
Yes. Vera pointed us in your direction to get more information about what's happening in town.
That makes sense.
Can you elaborate a little bit about the situation?
Yeah.
Put on my soldier face.
Yeah. Oh, she ran perception checks against all of you. This is not a commoner, for sure. This is a woman of stature and bearing who will probably wreck your shop if you push her too much, but at the same time is clearly very tired, like a lot of the folks in the village seem to be. And she pulls up a chair with all of you. Here's the deal. The town's basically tearing itself apart with rumors and suspicion, and if you're offering aid, I can pay you.
How much?
Well, I can offer you gold, or I can
How
offer
much?
you we'll say a headquarters in town. I can't do both.
How much gold are you offering, if I might ask?
How much do you want?
I look over to Sane. How much gold does your god want?
I'm outside at this point. I can't hear you.
Oh,
Yeah, Zane's outside.
yeah, I just look over to Hephaestus. He's the bookkeeper.
I mean, a headquarters sounds like it's worth a lot of gold. So it has to be like the same worth, like a headquarters or a house.
But we don't need a house in town. We can leave.
Yeah.
Try heckling her.
Says, let me put it this way, while you're all indecisive about it, I can tell you what I know. Oh, hi. People in chat, what's up, man? Sorry, I was just like, there's something flashed over here, it distracted me. I can tell you what I know. If you're willing to brave the risk of the danger that I believe we're all under, and you're going to help me keep people from fleeing the town en masse, I'll give you 700 gold. It's basically most of the town coffers, but I'm willing to expend it if you're willing to stay in town until this is solved.
Okay, tell us what's happening.
I have no idea how much money that is. I just look over to Hephaestus, just like, is that a lot?
Yes. It is.
It's a fair bit.
I'm just a soldier. I don't run the numbers.
Yeah,
Neither, but it's a lot.
She gives you a little bit of the background of what's been happening. This is a farming village. It's a trade village. Hephaestus knows a lot of this information. And these murders have only happened in the last 2.5 weeks. The first victim was Oda, the gnome apothecary. The second one was Morg, the blacksmith. And the third was a halfling named Elan, whom her sister was engaged to.
Was anything significant that happened 2 weeks ago? Just like lunar-wise or some weird...
Not a thing. Nothing Nothing different. This town has been operating this way since I've been town elder. We reestablished trade routes. We made it a welcoming place for travelers. Nothing different. I have talked to everybody in town. I have stayed up on watch and guard. Samuel has been helping me. We've talked to Pa. Pa can't figure it out. Nothing.
Who's Pa?
He's the priest of Paylor. We have a small temple here in town.
Can I inside check her?
Yes, please do. That's an excellent question.
22.
Nice.
She seems on the up and up. There isn't a whiff of anything like she's trying to mislead you or lie to you. She just seems exhausted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I ask, how long has it been since the Rallon Manor burned down?
10 years? 12 years at this point. It was right after I took over as town elder. I actually had a trade deal with Alton, the patriarch, because he's a businessman and he was going to help bring in some more trade. So we were talking to some of the other villages about rebuilding some of the roads that have gone into disrepair, and then the house caught fire one night, and his son died, and he picked up the rest of the family, and they left.
What was the son's name?
Tybalt. It was the oldest child. They had 3 kids. And
Can I ask you, what unit did you serve with?
me?
Yeah.
More mercenary work than anything else.
So you're just like me.
Sure.
Insight check.
Sure.
Oh, that was... Wait a second. 10.
10. She seems like she doesn't want to talk about it. Like it was a lifetime away, and she's got a settled life here, and she doesn't want to revisit some of that.
Can I still ask her about the shield? That looks like a fine craftsmanship.
Yeah, it was my my old shield, so don't have a need for
Must
it
be-
now. It's a reminder of things I lost.
Do you mind? I'm pretty good with a hammer. I could actually fix it up for you if you want.
I'm all right, but I appreciate it.
Yeah. Just keep it in mind.
Appreciate it. Just a heads up to chat, if y'all don't knock it the fuck off, I'm already banning people, so just calm your shit down, okay? I've never had to ban anybody. Don't fucking make me bring the ban hammer down. So she just... it's exhaustion. It really, truly... It looks like she has been trying to figure out what is going on, and murders, let alone very scary murders, that crap is happening, and people's flesh and eyeballs are being taken, is just scaring the hell out of people.
How long has it been since the last murder?
Alon was the last one 5 days ago. He was just buried.
Have they been happening at like a regular interval, or like what's the time between deaths?
There isn't. Oda and Morg were 2 days apart, and then Alon a week and a half later. It doesn't make any sense. None of it makes any sense.
Do you have any like suspects that you guys are thinking of?
Depends on who you talk to.
Where can you find the priest?
Outside, and she actually leads you over to the window, or the back door, opens the back door, and you can see way off in the distance, now that the snow has receded, there is a small graveyard and a small stone temple. He lives in the little hut beside the temple. Pause up there.
Right.
Just be mindful. You know, everyone's scared. Rumors are flying around. People are. I had to stop Erstel and his buddies from going up to the Rallon Manor just a couple of nights ago because they were trying to burn it down. Because they think, I don't know, a ghost, or it's ridiculous. A ghost or something is attacking people. A ghost isn't gonna flay people.
Penelope?
You can't kill a ghost with fire.
She's right.
Already dead. Like, you can't kill him with fire.
I mean, this is a good conversation to have with a priest, for sure. You do have a cleric in your party, you have a paladin in your party. They would have some knowledge of undead and other planar beings and entities. But she does recommend that you go talk to Pa. He's the one, I feel like, keeping a level head on everybody right now.
One last question. Do you know if these people had any enemies?
No. Oda's never heard a damn fly in her life. Woman was, I don't know, in her 5th century? Almost 6th century? Gnomes lived for a very long time. Just brutally took her. Morg, he's grouchy, but no one ever got killed for being grouchy. It's ridiculous. And then Alon, just please don't ask Vera about Alon. They were gonna get married in the spring. This is bad. Does anyone have any other questions for her? Because we'll take a break and then we'll switch over to the apothecary's house.
Did Oda, Morgan, Allen, did they have any trade deals with the Rolands?
Oda basically just made potions for the farmers when they got hurt and salves for kids when they fell out of trees, common stuff. Morg did a little bit of work with I think the Rallons because he'd had a contract with some of the nearby cities to make just basic arms and armaments, but nothing extensive. It doesn't make any sense.
Right then. Do you guys have any more questions?
No.
Good.
All right. Thank you for your time. We'll check in with Paul.
She pulls out a bag from her belt and hands it to you and says, "Consider it a goodwill gesture."
What's in the bag?
100 gold. Since it's all I've got on me right now, but
All right. Now, I'll put it to good use. Thank you.
well, you're all under the employ of the village, so please try to be mindful of how terrified people are right now.
Of course, we're fantastic people.
I appreciate it. All right, so we'll close that scene. We'll switch over to Jezebel and Jezzy in just a few minutes. We're going to take about a 10-minute break. Pee break, coffee break, food break, whatever you need to go do. Come back right around, we'll say right around 12:25. So yeah, 10-15 minutes. And we'll be back with the second half of the game. All right, guys. Thanks, everyone. Please mute yourselves on Discord.
I'm here.
Yep.
Let's do it.
All clear and ready to go.
Yep, I'm ready.
All right. We are back. Thank you, everyone. I had to go make tea. Ugh, okay. So, while the 4 people, well, Zane's outside, but still, while 4 of you are talking to the elder, or near the elder's place, Jezebel and Jezzy decided to go just slightly north on the path past the elder's home to the apothecary. It is a, let me go back here. I should really use these like descriptions that I took time, to write up and put in a freaking, I'm not doing it. I'm going off of memory because I wrote the damn thing, but still.
That's so impressive.
Well, but at the same time, I'm also very good at bullshitting. So this is, so this house is a little bit different. I don't mind the fact that there's no snow in the artwork, but basically you can kind of get the idea of what this place looks like. She grows her own herbs, and there are actually pots.
She does.
Yeah, she does. I know. I was waiting. Thank you for that. There are pots of greenery amongst the snow, and it's she's growing like holly and winter ferns. Things that can survive in the deepest of cold temperatures. You can see smoke coming out of the chimney, of course, and with it carries the scent of peat moss and a little bit of vanilla, interestingly enough. And just as the 2 of you start to approach, you have to trudge up the hill a little bit. The door swings open, and there is a pretty young human woman with short brown hair. It looks like she's got some braids along the sides. And her apron is just covered in colors. Looks like plant dyes and various concoctions, and she looks like she's wearing a rainbow apron. And she sees the 2 of you and, oh, hi.
Hey! You must be the apprentice.
Oh, yes, I'm Lucilla. Hi, nice to meet you. Oh, new people. I like new people. Hi, come on in. It's so cold. Why don't you come on in?
Oh, thanks. Your house is lovely. It's great in here.
Isn't it
Oh
so
my
great?
gosh. And you have so much cool stuff, and there's that thing and this other thing, and look at that thing. This is awesome.
He's just got the best energy. Oh my goodness. It's just such a bright spot.
Yeah, he really lights up the entire place.
So don't go, come on in. And when you guys go in, it's clearly an herbalist house. There's just dried various herbs and twigs and leaves all hanging from different rafters. It's a 1-room home. There's a long workbench on one far side close to the fire. There's a literal cauldron over the fire right now that something is brewing in there. She wipes her hands on her apron again. And so, did you need potions or salves or anything? Is there something I can help you with? You look like travelers.
Oh, we are. And believe me, I would love to spend all my gold on this place here. But something's been happening in this town, and we're here to help. So I'm so sorry that we have to ask you this, but could you tell us what happened to your master? I mean, former master?
Her face just drops the minute you say that, and she starts crying. You made her cry.
Oh no, don't cry. And I'll just pull like a handkerchief out of somewhere, I guess, and just here. No, it's good. We're good. We're fine. Don't worry about it.
She's dead, and she's not coming back.
A 22 persuasion to just tell us about it, and we'll make it right. We'll do what we can to help. That's what we do. We're helpers. We just want to make your day better for all this cool stuff, and you shouldn't cry. That's real sad. Here, it's okay. Do you need some tea? Some muffins?
She's crying, but she points out there is one little back door out of this room. She was out there.
Oh no, and what happened?
Wow. Okay. This poor woman, she's torturing her. She just keeps pointing at the door. I found her out there.
Oh no! That's so sad!
Jezebel makes her way towards the door, but of course there's a crevice in the flooring and she trips. And stumbles right onto the door, splat on her face. And she's like, "Oh, I meant to go. I meant to do that. I'm so sorry."
Oh no! Here, let me. And Jesse will help you get up. Just here. Just do you want like a piggyback ride outside?
Yeah, maybe. These stupid
Do that.
overgrown clothes.
It's like
I'm gonna
the
piggyback
most
ride through the door.
Looney Tunes scene.
I'm okay with it.
That's all right. Yeah,
I like it.
The door's not, it's just a solid wood door. You crack it open and you can actually see it's a little stone, almost like a courtyard where there are more pots that are mostly empty. There's some holly growing out there, and you do see it's dried. It's clear that it's been someone, probably Lucilla, tried to clean it. A huge patch, probably 5 by 5 of blood. That's dried, turned dark brown.
Huh.
Jezebel actually is a little bit squeamish when it comes to blood. She's like, "Jesse, you might. Do you want to take a look at that? I don't feel so good."
Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, let me. I'm gonna try to see if maybe I can clean it up for her a little bit and try to get so she doesn't have to look at it every day. That can't be good. And yeah, this is kind of why I took that decanter of endless water. I'm actually gonna try to remove the blood stain. I guess
Okay.
I'll look at it while I'm doing it, but I'm gonna try to clean her floor or her outside.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, it takes a little bit of time, and actually Lucilla at one point kind of comes over and is looking out the door. She's dried her face, and she just wordlessly hands you a mug of tea, Jezebel, as the two of you watch Jezzy out in the snow try to wipe the blood off the stones. This is morbid. All right.
I'm terribly sorry for having to ask you this again, but do you know what Oda was doing when that awful thing happened?
No, I didn't even. She sleeps here, and I have a house. I still live with my parents in the village, and I came in to help her like I do every day, and she was gone, and the back door was open, and I saw the blood, and then I saw her.
Did you do anything to the body?
I had to go get the town elder and Pa, and they took care of her.
Well, we heard some really bad stuff that happened to her. Like, again, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm so bad at this. Was something happened to her eyes or something?
Oh, she loses it as soon as you say that. She just fucking breaks down and is inconsolable.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. I'm really bad with people. I'm so sorry.
Juzzy, as the cleric,
Yes.
I need you to make a medicine check for me.
Okay, cool bean. By the way, the blood is on rocks, right?
Yes.
Okay, so once I realize that the blood probably won't come off in the snow, I'm gonna quietly turn them over.
Okay.
Like flipping over the couch cushion. See, I got it. Also, that medicine check is a 24.
Whew. All right. Yeah, there's a lot of blood here. You don't have any evidence of exactly what happened other than what you've been told, but there's enough blood here than just, someone got stabbed. That's not the case. This is someone lost most of their blood on these stones.
Somebody got eviscerated out here.
Yeah, something real bad happened.
Straight up disemboweled.
Yeah, something bad happened.
Yeah, somebody took all the goo out. Okay, I flipped the rocks over
You're a horrible
quietly.
person. Okay. It's like, this is not where the cat puked. It's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Nope, nothing happened here. All happy little herb garden. A happy little bush and a happy little tree.
Oh gosh, some Bob Ross. It takes her a couple of minutes to calm down, but she does manage to Hey there, people in chat. What's up? She does manage to sit down and just kind of quietly calm herself.
See, I got rid of the blood. You can't even see it anymore. Yeah, you can come out here and enjoy the snow. Not the sun right now, but
Can
the
you
snow.
make a deception check for me, please?
A what?
Deception.
A deception?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this would be fun.
Yeah.
That's a 14.
Okay. All right. She kind
Not
of
terrible.
looks skeptical and then just, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Of course, you want me to give you like a foot rub or anything to make you feel better?
I'm okay. I just. It's been so hard.
Well, why don't you tell us
so
all about
sorry.
it?
No, Josie, come on!
I like how it's Team Soldier in the Elder's house, and it's Team, oh dear God, what are they doing in the apothecary?
I know exactly what I'm doing. I came up with this shtick in detail.
You terrify me. The yeah, she seems like she'll probably answer if you word it correctly. She also obviously can only tell you what she knows.
If I word it correctly, huh?
Yeah, Jezebel and I look at Josie and like, who's the better speaker here? Is it you or me?
So let's be straight up. I mean, somebody got disemboweled out here.
Yep.
That must have been so hard for you.
Oh God.
She actually kind of like straightens up when you say that. She says, I've never seen anything like that.
Holy crap, Josie, this actually worked. Keep talking.
Yeah, I mean, it must have been horrible, right? Like, what did you see? I can only imagine.
It was... it was mostly blood. I don't really know. I still am trying to sort that out myself, but when I talked to Pa, he said that she was missing parts.
Oh no, what parts? Were they important ones?
He didn't... That's the moment where I just watched everyone on stream facepalm at the exact same time. That was amazing. I need to clip that for Twitch. He wouldn't tell me. He didn't want to make it any worse than it was.
Okay, I understand. I'm so sorry. And I'd give her just one of those like full body halfling hugs that is literally just them like jumping onto you and they like swing their legs around your back.
This is awkward. Does he usually do this?
Shh, it's okay.
Yeah, he's a touchy-feely type.
Okay. Well, she just very gently pushes you down.
Yeah, I don't resist that at all. I just let it happen.
But regardless of what happened, was there any kind of like evidence inside the house or anything like that? Like, was there like a break-in or anything like that?
That's a good question. No, the front door was locked. Everything was in its place. The only thing that I noticed was, well, that. And she points to a piece of paper. It's a piece of parchment on the desk, on the work table by the fireplace. She says, I thought I was seeing things. I thought it was the trauma, but I went back and it's faded by now, but it was burnt into the snow. And she shows you it's just a circle. I just thought someone I don't know. That's the only thing that was weird. It's just two circles, concentric circles.
Huh. Well, judging by the circles, this might look like a magic circle.
I don't know anything about that. I work with plants, so Jezebel,
Roll
you
a
can make
17 religion check.
religion. Jezebel, make an Arcana check for me.
All right.
I'll wait till that.
That's a 21.
Oof, okay. Between the two of you, I mean, symbology, it could be anything. There's no runes, there's no writing, it's just two plain concentric circles. Fuck if you know.
Well, whoever did this is real good at drawing circles. They're real talented.
That strikes me as odd. But were there any like footprints in the snow near the body?
Just mine from the previous day. There wasn't anything. It's like someone just dropped her there and disappeared. It's so weird.
I turned to Jesse. It might be teleportation magic.
How long ago was this?
About 2 weeks.
Okay, so never mind. I had an idea, but it's not going to work. Well, I kind of want to know what parts we're missing. That seems real important. Especially if they were important parts. Maybe teleportation. I don't know. I'm not real good with that kind of magic. Just like the simple homie magic of making your day better.
Do you guys want to torment this poor woman anymore?
Well, I actually agree with Jesse. I think it might be important to know the important parts.
Yeah.
The only other thing that she kind of offers is that it might be worth some of the people in town. I don't know. This seems awful extreme, but some of the people in town think it was Conrad's buddy that did this, which just doesn't make any sense.
Who's that person?
Conrad runs the general store. I guess he and this guy had a falling out, and there was a big argument. But, I mean, there's a difference between an argument and then coming around and brutally murdering people who Oda never did anything. She was just an old woman who liked plants.
Does that person, the general goods person, did he have a grudge against Oda, or was it like a competition between them? Was he starting with some kind of herbalism?
No, not at all. He just sells, standard stuff like backpacks and tents and rations and like adventuring gear type stuff.
Wow, his store sounds really nice. Must be a real treat.
She points out the window and shows you it's down the hill a little bit, closer to the front of the town square. You guys walked by it the other night.
Well, is there anything else you can tell us?
I'm sorry. I think Pa's your best bet.
Where might we find him?
The Temple of Paylor, just outside of town, and she shows you the direction to go. Now, pop that map back up.
Okay. Jesse, I think I want to relay a message to the others regarding the circles. I think we should talk with Pa before meeting the others.
Okay, great. That sounds like an amazing plan, and you're a genius for coming up with it.
I thank you.
You're welcome. I'm ready to go whenever you are. I'm following you.
So, I want to cast the message cantrip.
Sure. You can do that. Who are you messaging?
I think I want to message Alistair.
Okay. It is... Yeah, easy enough to go ahead and do. What do you tell him?
I tell him about the circle that we found.
Okay. Alistair, message sent. You know this. Jezebel does this pretty often.
I relay the message.
You all have wandered outside the Elder's home at this point, and Zane is outside.
I tell Zane and Penelope and Hephaestus about the circle that Jezebel and Jesse found at the apothecary.
As soon as Alistair steps out the door, I would quite like to grab him with my tiny halfling hands and attempt to drag him to this field. just out of ear's reach of everybody else.
Okay. All right, I'm here for it. All right. So, all right. Do you let him do that or not?
I will wrestle out of the script, but I'll follow him afterwards.
Okay, that's good. So I stand in the middle of a field and cast Zone of Truth, which is why
Bitch. Son of a
Okay.
bitch.
All right. So, yeah.
Can I? Is there a saving throw?
Charisma. Go for it if you want, but I'll be able to tell if you fail. Or pass. I can tell either way.
Alright. Charisma. Okay.
This is good.
10.
Gotta be 14, I believe, if I'm reading my
I
sheet
think
right.
you're right, yeah.
Yep, right. So I know you can't lie.
So here's the trick with Zone of Truth. You can't lie, Alistair. But you can be evasive as long as you're not flat out lying.
Oh yeah, this is great fun. It's like trying to beat a lie detector.
This is a fun spell, yeah. Okay. It's 10 minutes.
What's the meaning of this saying?
You know exactly what the meaning of this is. I knew it was weird. I knew it was weird. My spells didn't quite work on you. I can't heal you, and I just couldn't figure it out. But, you know, I trusted you. We're part of a team. You've saved my life. I've saved your life. That's the way these things work. But now tell me, what the fuck is up with you?
I'm a fighting mercenary, and you have healed me before.
My spells don't work on the undead, on celestial. Well, some of them work on celestials, but they don't work on the undead. And my god, he's telling me something's up with you. So just talk.
I'll tell you this straight. I'm not fully undead.
Not fully undead. So that means you're half undead, 3/4 undead?
Mostly dead.
Mostly dead? Slightly dead?
There's somewhere there between.
Look, I did you a good service of pulling us to one side. Just... I won't tell the others, just tell me.
Inside check!
You can.
I'll let you... I mean, I will...
Natural 1.
He's pissed and also maybe a little hurt.
No shit.
We
Roll for
fought
guilt.
together. Just... I'm here to help. You know I'm here to help. Just tell me. Because weird shit's going down, and we have just got here, and then I find this out. You can't see how this might be a little bit suspicious?
Might seem a little bit suspicious, but we've been through some weird shit before.
Exactly.
This is not... And I'm not the cause of those weird shits.
We need all cards on the table. Alistair, come on. Just tell me.
This is hard for me to tell you, because last time I was found out, I was cast out. Almost killed.
I
And
swear...
you pointing your spear at me before does not infuse me with confidence that I'm not going to have to fight you right now.
Okay, how's this? I drop my spear, I drop my sword, I put them to the side. I can fully strip if it makes you feel better, but this may use up my 10 minutes, so I'd rather not.
Yeah, we're not helping each other that way.
Yeah. I swear on Ilmater themselves. I swear on all that is holy to me, and all that is holy to my mission, that I will not oust you for this answer. I will not tell the others unless I deem it pertinent. This, just tell me what's going on.
Alright, I answer in kind. I drop my sword. I'm a bow. And I tell him that I'm a Damphir. I have no idea who my parents were. I was dropped off, and I was as an infant, and I was picked up by a mercenary leader on the sword coast, and I was raised there until I was found out that what I was. Tell him the tragic backstory.
Okay.
Well, that's all I wanted to know. Thank you. I'm sorry for drawing on you earlier, but I don't know if you quite understand or whether you worked with paladins before. The sense is more of an instinct. If I detect something that pings it off, I will probably have to destroy it.
But did you sense that I was evil?
No, but
Then that should have
my
told you
religion
a
teaches
lot.
after survival. I can't tell the difference between good and evil. I can just tell what is other. And I know fear of other isn't right, but it's what I was raised on. I can only apologise if you move on now. That's fine. I just needed to know so that I don't kill you in future.
You could try, but we're all
I
right,
could
my friend.
succeed. Let's not turn this into a pissing contest.
I grab my greatsword. Let's have a bout then.
I just hold my hands up. Just no, not now, not yet. Once this is done, then maybe. Fun.
I'm gonna hold you up to that challenge. And I grab his hand. I also write down duel with Zane in my notebook.
It's alright. I've got deal with Alistair in my notebook since you pinged me. But
Okay.
yeah, we shake on it, I grab my stuff and start heading back towards the group.
Okay. Just as you do, Alistair, your passive perception's pretty good.
Yeah.
You see, standing between the house and the field, it's like a half orc, and he's just watching the two of you.
Zane, what do you make of that?
Judging by where he is, I'd say he was for Smithy. Shall we go check it out?
Yeah, let's go check him out.
Okay. He's standing outside with no coat on, leather blacksmith apron, big old bulging muscles. Peanut Lip's gonna fall in love. Good-looking half-orc guy. You do notice that he has. It looks like he took an injury. It's probably older. It's definitely got into his eye some, and so part of his eye looks to be blind. He just nods at the two of you, turns on his heel, and walks back inside the house.
I mean, shall we fetch the others from the elders? Go as a group?
If I remember correctly, that might be Raj, the son of the blacksmith.
That makes sense.
But what was he a half? Was he a full-blooded orc?
Half orc.
The father?
The father was a full-blooded orc, yes.
That's weird. This part of town.
Coming from an amphi.
Says the
Come on.
Xanthir casting judgment. Yeah, really.
Hypocrite.
And for my new players, don't forget that scene took place between Alistair and Zane. So the rest of you don't know that. That's player meta knowledge, so just keep that under your hat.
We just saw them off in the distance talking.
Almost killing each other.
Something happened, this weird conflict, but yeah, I mean, you all have had your spats before for sure, but that was a strange thing.
Do they come back to us?
I have already told everybody that Jesse and Jezebel are going to Pa, right?
Yes, we got the
That is
message.
correct.
When we've gone back, I've let you talk to them.
Yeah.
When Alistair and Zane come back, Havasis just looks at them and just, "Are you done flirting now? Can we go?"
Oh.
Jealous?
For now.
For now. For now, he says.
So we have a couple of options. We can rendezvous with Jezebel and Jesse at Pa's place, or we can go to the forge and check out what Raj has to say. What do you guys think?
If they are going to the priest, maybe we shall check out the forge. So
Yeah,
that
I think we're
we
closer
cover
to the
more
forge
ground.
anyways.
He's noticed us. I think we kind of owe him an explanation as to why we were fighting on his back porch.
He owed me money.
We can at least tell him that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love it.
I take out my deck of cards. He's a bad player.
Good, that's good. Okay, so let's switch.
Do I have to
over-
write a deception check for it?
Nah. Let's switch over to Jezebel and Jesse as they head up to the priest's home. This is the Church of Pelor and the graveyard, or the Temple of Pelor. So it's on the outskirts of the village. It's a small stone building with a slanted slate roof. There are torches lit. Outside the door, you can see in little sconces. You see more torches kind of rimming the graveyard's small. There might be, I don't know, maybe 40 graves here. There's not a lot. It's obviously the village graveyard, and there are 3 fresh graves that you can clearly see what's going on there. The windows of this building are lit by what look to be several candles, and you do see a shadow moving inside. And the door, before you even can reach the door, it swings open, and there is a very old halfling man standing there. Gandalf-style beard and hair, just very long, gray-white. It's well-kempt. He's got a little smile on his face, and he's wearing very simple white robes, but a bright gold vestment draped over his shoulders, embroidered with the son of Pelor. He says, It's too cold to be out in there. Do come in and get rid of the chill. Come.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, you're
Oh,
quite
that's
welcome.
just so nice of you. And before he goes in, Jesse will do the very elaborate faith gesture I just came up with, where he like genuflects 2 times on each knee and then like turns around and does this like weird like X pattern across his face a couple times, and then he goes,
That's the most
What?
awkward.
What?
you know how the Ministry of Silly Walks looks?
Yes.
Like that.
Jesus. All right. Paul just. All right. Well, whatever. Float your boat, I guess. And he shuts the door after you. Notice that when he walks. He favors his right leg.
So you're Lucille's father, isn't that correct?
No. He's just the halfling priest in town.
Oh, so you're not Pa.
No,
They
he is
just-
Pa.
They just call me Pa. It's just.
Yeah, you take care of the dead bodies, right? You must have seen some weird stuff this week.
It's exactly. He's correct. My name is actually Byron Rockhart. But
Pa sounds so folksy and friendly. That's what I'm gonna call you.
that's your prerogative, young man.
Woohoo!
Yeah, well, just like my pal Jesse here gets straight to the point. Yeah, you did see some really weird stuff around here. Could you? We're travelers here, and we were asked to help in any way. So we're just trying to gather some information. So if you have any, could you tell us a little bit about what happened at the apothecary?
Yeah, he brings you. You do notice that there are 2, just looks like villagers, commoners, who are sitting in small pews before the symbol of Pelor in the small temple. And he says, "There's enough fear and distrust among the people right now. Come, we'll talk back in the back part of the temple. We don't need to scare them." And he leads you back through a short hallway into what looks like probably his small sitting room. There's a very tiny desk, a fireplace, and a couple of chairs. He motions you toward the chairs, and you all can sit, and he says, I've been praying on this, and I thought perhaps Pelor would send someone to help us. It could very well be you. This is good. It's ugly business. 3 bodies, 3 murder victims, no suspects, and I can't convince the town elder to call for the guard. She's afraid that the guard will come in and everyone will leave the village. I think that's what she truly fears.
Well, this is such a nice place. I really hope no one leaves. I mean, why would you want to leave such a beautiful, snowy little village like this? Aside from the disembowelment.
Aside from disembowelment's not quite the correct word, though. They were, well, he looks very skeptically at the 2 of you. Hold on. Yeah, all right. Despite your chatty mouth, I think you have decent intentions. So, here's the thing.
You would think that. Sorry, I just couldn't.
You're such a turd.
Jesse, go on, sis.
Basically, they flayed all 3 of the murder victims completely. They took their eyes and they carved out their hearts.
Oh, that's no fun.
Absolutely brutal. All I could tell was that they were still alive when their eyes and skin were taken.
Your eyes are the window to the soul. That's heartbreaking. Because their hearts were gone.
Jezebel, he leans down to you and he says, "Is there something wrong with your friend?"
He's just really he's on something, I think.
I've been there. Good trip, son? Are you... All right.
No, I'm just high on divine power.
Oh god.
I think there's something very wrong with your friend, but anyways, what else do you want to know?
Just take it in small strides like I do.
I've seen
I
worse.
just try to block it. So, well, this is really horrifying. It happened to all three of them, all in a, like the method of killing was the same, wasn't it?
It was the exact same.
And you didn't find what was missing.
The parts were taken.
And no footprints or nothing that suggested that someone was behind this.
Not as far as the people who found them were able to tell me. You have to understand, it's a beyond traumatic stumbling across a scene like that. I've prayed for Pelor's guidance. I've sent word to, don't tell the town elder this, but I've sent word to one of the high priests of Pelor in the nearby cities to ask for help, but I've not heard back yet. It's horrible. I don't know. I don't know what else to do other than to keep everyone calm and hope that our prayers are answered and this horrible, foul murderer is caught.
Could I, for example, do like a religion check? I'm not completely familiar with the Pelor religion.
In this part of the world, you would be. Pelor is the god of the sun and the harvest. He's seen as a lawful good entity. There are a lot of paladins of Pelor. There are a lot of clerics of Pelor. Think of it as the Christianity of this part of the world. It is without the bad stuff. Pelor's actually pretty legit.
Okay, so that was my second question. Like, was it maybe like a human sacrifice thing to the religion?
Nah, Pelor's like the goodiest of good goods.
Yeah, he is. Totally.
All right, okay. Well, Jesse, what do you think?
Pelor's a real fun guy. He's a real good god deity person. And he does neat stuff, so I trust this guy entirely. Plus, he seems like a sweet old man. I know you can still hear me. But it's true.
He says while the priest is sitting right there, just eyeballing
Yeah,
you.
that's what I'm saying. I'm eyeballing him as I say it. I no shame. It's a compliment. I think we should help.
I don't know what else to offer you. I mean, you can ask me. I've been in this town. My family's looked over the graveyard and the temple for 3 generations, so I probably know more than most of the villagers combined about the history of the place.
Have you already buried the bodies?
Yes, they've been buried.
I look to Jesse and like, how bad would it seem if we asked the town elder if we can exhume the bodies?
Oh, I'll do it right now if you want to go talk to her. I'll find a shovel. There's got to be one around here somewhere. It's a graveyard.
He stops you. Pa stops you. Says, not on my watch, son.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I oversaw their preparation and their burial. They were all decimated in the same way.
Mm-hmm. Disemboweled. Yep.
No, Jesse. He did say that there was no disembowelment.
Right. Their hearts were gone.
I wasn't going to correct him. Sure.
Cardioectomy. That's a medical term.
What are you now, a surgeon, man?
Okay, so their
was
eyes were gone. That was bad.
Was there anything? Lucille told us that there was something left near where the body was. Was there anything like that near the other bodies?
Apparently, at all three of them. 2 concentric circles. Although the one by the blacksmith, I believe Resh had told me that you'd have to confirm. Wait, hold on. And he goes over to the desk and shuffles some papers around. Yes, it was this. And he holds up 2 pieces of paper with just the same symbol you'd seen drawn that Lucilla had. And then the third one that he points out, that one, the outer circle is colored in black. It's the only notable difference.
Huh.
Will you both make religion checks, please?
Okay.
Ooh, 10? No, 8.
Ooh.
17.
Oh, interesting. The 2 concentric circles don't mean anything. 2 concentric circles with the outer one colored in. There's something there. You're not sure what. You might have to look into it a little bit more, but it's like that memory you can't quite fully pull up. It's one of those. It's like at the back of your brain, and you just can't quite remember why that's significant.
All right. So I think I'll cast the same message, and I'll relay that message to Zane because he's a paladin.
Okay.
And I tell him the significance of what we found with the colored circle.
At the point of receiving the message, I pull a scrap of parchment out and draw an approximation so we can show it to the blacksmith when we get there. And I relay it to my gang.
Okay. Message has been dispersed.
Pa, so, I mean, how... I know that everyone doesn't really take this well. I mean, who would? But what... Have you seen any suspicious movement or activity among the people in the town?
Not among... other than Erstal Stoneflask and his buddies wanting to try to burn the manor down. They think by burning it completely down, they'll rid the town of evil. It's nonsense. However, and he gets up, he shuts the door, and all of a sudden, there's this weird, like, crackling energy that it's almost like static electricity you feel, kind of bounce all over your bodies, makes your hair stand on end a little bit. And he sits down to keep from prying ears. I do think the manor has something to do with it. I have seen movement in that house.
Wasn't it empty?
It's been empty for 10, almost 11 years.
And no one is, like, looking after the house or anything like that?
I thought perhaps it was squatters at first. It happens on occasion. People come out from the mountains and they see an old abandoned house and think, oh, shelter for the night. It's fine. But something, I don't know, something dark up there bothers me.
And does it bother anyone else beside you?
Vera has said that she has seen the same activity up there.
I turned to Jesse. Vera failed to mention that to us.
Well, she was really distraught. I don't think anyone can blame her or anybody else for being upset in these trying times. Right? We all could probably use a Kleenex and a hug. But it sounds like we should go look into that. That doesn't sound good at all. Or helpful.
Yeah, well, I don't think just the 2 of us should do that. I mean, it sounds dangerous, so maybe...
Oh, no, you guys could go all just hang out at the inn, and I'll go check it out, and that way only I have to go into trouble, and no one has to be inconvenienced in any way.
As much as I hate your abundant energy, Jesse, we still need you, so I'd rather not that you do that.
As much as I hate your abundant energy. Goal achieved. All right, whatever you want to do. It's entirely your decision.
Okay, good. So, thank you, Pa. I turn to Pa and I make to grasp his hand, but I accidentally swipe and I accidentally punch him in the stomach. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to shake your hand. I'm so sorry.
He actually tries to shuffle out of the way, but he rolled a natural 1, so yeah, you hit him right in the solar plexus. It's alright, young woman.
Party foul!
It's fine. Well, and he makes a very quick kind of almost like a self-cross, and the two of you feel this warmth come over your body. Blessings upon you all. The god of Palo watches over you.
Can I
Thank
resist
you.
that?
I didn't deserve this.
That's interesting you say that. Yeah, make a wisdom saving throw for me, Jesse.
Oh, wisdom?
Wisdom.
Roll for damage.
17.
17. Yeah, you're actually going to take some psychic damage off of that.
Ooh.
5 points of psychic damage. And when that hits, and it's almost like backfire, right? He looks at you oddly. That's what I thought. Well,
Thanks for the blessing. That felt great. My brain feels like a fork in the garbage disposal. Thank you.
Ding, 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 ding.
I instead of doing the weird ass handshake that I intended to do earlier, I just give him a tiny little bow and we shuffle back outside. Like, we need to go and tell the others.
there's just the slightest trickle of blood out of Jesse's nose.
Blinking furiously. That was awesome.
Your brain scrambled a little bit. Oh god. All right. So
It's
back
the
out.
color 12.
Blood is better kept outside than inside.
Are you guys all trying to meet up? Is that what you're doing? Or some of you headed to the blacksmith first?
I think we might just might meet them at the blacksmith.
Sounds good. All right, so you two will come in a few minutes. So we'll switch back over. So the four of you have come up to the blacksmith's house. You do hear the very distinct sound of a tool striking metal over and over again in repetition. Sounds like it's coming from the back right of the house where there's clearly a forge. But
Shall we wander round to where we can hear the noise rather than bothering going in? And
Yeah.
speak to the half-orc that spotted us earlier.
Yeah.
you can do that. Okay.
Yeah. Hello, are you Resh?
He looks up, pushes goggles up off his face. The sword he's making is red hot on the end. And he just brings that hammer down one more time, looks at all of you. Help you?
As soon as Hephaestus sees this, his face just turns red. Just blushing so much.
Okay.
You okay there, man?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Is it the heat?
Yes.
I'm trying to ignore that exchange. There's been some issues around this area. Does this mean anything to you? And I hold up the sketch of the concentric circles I did when I got the message.
Brings the hammer down again. Doesn't stop, just nods. Sure.
I understand this might be painful stuff, but could you tell us what happened?
I need you to make a persuasion check, please. Sorry, I have a screaming cat. I hope you can't hear that.
Aw.
5.
5. Oh man, I even lowered the DC for you too, because you said you were there to help. Hey, just you here to buy something? What do you want? You're in my way.
Would it help if we bought something from you? Maybe you would be more obliged to talk to us.
Gold always works. What do you want?
Do you have anything magical in nature?
Not really. Pretty much basic swords, crossbows, shields. Looks over at Penelope. You know how to swing a hammer?
Of course.
Make you a deal. He puts his hammer down, goes around the forge, and brings out what looks like a massive warhammer. One of you can swing that and hit that target over there. I'll tell you what I know.
Step right up, grab your popcorn, take a swing at the bell. I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
This warhammer is massive. It's a double-headed warhammer. It's extremely heavy, and it looks ancient.
Good thing I have muscles. Let's do it.
Okay. I need you to make an attack. Add 6 to the attack roll, please. So d20 plus 6.
25.
Nice. Yeah, you swing it around. It's just like a straw dummy, right? A training dummy that he's kind of mocked up that look like it's seen better days. And you swing and the head just pop and it goes flying about 20 feet off to the left. He just looks at you. Guess that's yours now.
Shouldn't have made a bet with a hammer that makes you swing better. Maybe wasn't the best.
So you have an adamantine warhammer. It's a +1 weapon. Penelope.
Awesome.
Nice.
And it's considered a magical weapon.
This is like the opposite of a regular carnival game that are rigged against you.
Uh-huh.
I'm just really good at ringing some bells.
I love it.
It's great. This barbarian woman, just huge muscles.
It's like he was trying to get rid of the hammer.
I think he was just trying to flirt with me, honest.
That's true. There you go.
You should try flirting more.
Challenge accepted.
I'll just intimidate him into loving me.
That is
Jazzy
Penelope's mark.
Wingman for you. Trust me, he's a good hype man.
And actually, Jezebel and Jazzy, you guys are coming up on this scene right now. So you two see the straw head just fly.
Wait, whoa, is there a fight?
Hey guys, just
That's a real good swing.
Well, when they are like throwing that hammer and such, can I like look around the forge to see if I see anything like interesting?
What are you looking for?
Just anything that's not supposed to be there or anything abnormal.
Of interest. Okay, make a perception check for me. I'm assuming you're staying outside and not going in the house.
6.
6. Looks like a forge. It looks like a forge. It looks like a nice forge. You see some racks of just basic short swords on one wall. He's kind of got mocked up like it's almost like a 3-wall shanty around to keep the bulk of the snow and the wind out. Some crossbow bolts. There, it looks like he was restringing a longbow at one point. It looks like a guy at work. The only thing that you do notice, and it's not hard to miss, so I'll give you this, which is that there is one spot on the flagstones back out here that looks like it's been, like there's writing, but you don't know what it says. It's not a language you speak, I'm pretty sure. Nope. Just checking.
I would like to take out my greatsword and ask Rosh if he could maybe do something for it.
Looks at you, looks at the sword. What are you thinking?
Can you make it sharper?
Yeah, of course. It's, consider it, yeah, just give it to me.
Insight check.
Sure. What are you looking for?
I'm just asking if he can't do it.
Oh, I mean, yeah, you don't have any doubt that this guy's probably a pretty good blacksmith.
No, okay.
Yeah, there's no question there. He seems to really know what he's doing.
While he's working, I would like to add, now that you've seen our strong woman's particularly good swinging. Maybe you might ask my paladin friend here, answer his questions.
As long as I can keep working it.
You can work in. If you can work and talk, that's fine.
Usually capable of doing that. Sure. What do you want to know?
Say.
So, there's been bodies found. Unfortunately, I also heard your dearly departed father was one of them. Missing eyes, hearts, and flesh. Is that correct?
Yep.
Right. Was there anything strange that occurred? I understand the symbol was found where the body was?
That's about the only thing that was weird. Well, other than the no prints thing. Couldn't track them, couldn't figure out where they came from. It's like they came in like a ghost and left.
It's interesting that you mentioned ghosts. Do you put much stock in the rumours about the Raylon Manor?
I mean, the fire was weird, but I mean, it's been abandoned for 10 years, something like that.
And how long has it been since these problems started? In your experience, at least.
Just since Oda was killed.
They were the first, I understand. Is
Yeah,
that correct?
she was the first one.
Yeah, somebody ripped out her heart and took her eyes. It was real gnarly, apparently.
He just points at Juzzy and says, yeah, what he said.
Juzzy adjusts the tissue shoved into his nostril. Sorry, that's what the nice old Havlin man with the magic headache thing told us.
I scooch over to Jezebel and, did you punch him?
No. I wish, no.
Alright.
Alright, guys, is there anything else from the messages? It seems like we're all getting the same story here.
Might we...
Do you
does Hephaestus tell us about that stone? I'm just wondering if Hephaestus tells us about that stone with the writing on it?
Oh, yeah, probably like mention it, but...
Does anybody understand the language?
Does anyone speak
What
Orcish?
No.
No.
So no. Looks like scribbles.
Whoever wrote this has real nice handwriting.
Could I ask Resh what it
can,
says?
yeah. So that's old orc tradition. We don't typically bury our dead, but Pa wanted to put him to rest, so I let him. We usually just mark the spot where people died and burn them, but...
Can I investigate the site then?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to look around, you definitely can. Granted, he was the second victim, so it's been a week and a half.
I'm pretty perceptive.
So it depends on what you're looking for, but...
I want to try to look for tracks. See if I find anything I missed.
That will be next to impossible. It's snowed twice since then.
Hephaestus looks up at him and just like, do you have maybe some theories about who could have done it?
I think it was somebody in town. It's the only thing that makes sense.
Who? Do you have like any ideas
That's
about?
The problem.
Who could have
I
done?
don't. As far as I know, everybody here pretty much kind of either gets along with their own business or gets along all right.
Your father didn't have any problem for like being an orc or anything?
We've seen weirder shit come through here. Orcs aren't half of the problem.
Can I
Go on.
Can I ask him where he gets his natural material?
Oh yeah, it usually comes in on the trade wagons, from up and down the coast. But I don't know if we're gonna have any more trade now that people are getting killed.
Fair enough.
We're trying to stop that as much as we can. So anything you have that could help, I mean, you say everybody gets along, but there's a lot of hate being thrown towards that Raylan Manor and the family that used to reside there. Why is that? What was so weird? Why the fire?
I need you to make a persuasion check for me, please. Resh is very much a closed book. He's kind of a tough customer.
Oh, 22.
Whew, all right. Yeah, he's not resistant. He rolled well, but he's not resistant at 22. He puts his hammer down. This first time he's really kind of stopped moving. Looks at you. Says, I think the family was dealing with stuff they didn't understand.
Magic?
Maybe. I think that people reach out thinking they're gonna get, money or fame or whatever, and they touch stuff they probably ought not to. I think the father had some dirty dealings.
With whom? Do you know?
Nah, I don't.
Would it be? Do you know anything about? What's his name? Conrad. Do you know if he's shady?
No, not Conrad.
They're the ones that are currently petitioning to burn the banner down. That's correct, right?
No, that's he's probably drinking right now over at the Magpie's Nest. That's a Urstel stone flask. He's a dwarf. I don't know.
You're the one that tried to stab me?
No, that was a human.
Oh, right.
No, you're good.
It's a lot of names. It's a lot of names.
I was just gonna say, give us 5 minutes, just so he'll probably want to stab you as well.
Me and him are pretty good pals. I got you.
Nice. It was always just a feeling. Even when the Rolans lived there, it was always just a feeling that there was something off. I can't really give you more than that.
I understand. People say that about me all the time.
I'm brutally honest. Self-aware.
It's too there. I'm sorry.
Rash, is it only forests around there, not any mines or anything that is also proficient?
It's just woods, and there's a couple villages a few miles down the road, but there's really nothing between us and the mountains.
Nobody mining in the mountain?
As far as I know. I mean, that seems like a death sentence.
Yeah. Might be.
But all I can tell you is that if you want to figure it out, I'd go up to the manor, make sure no one's skulking around in there being weird, creepy, and then, I don't know, maybe take up with the elders putting together some people who want to, do guard rotations. Maybe stake out the town at night.
Well,
thank you,
Rush.
For your... Oh, carry on.
I'm just going to wait for my sword to be ready.
Just gonna stand there and watch you do it.
No, he's sharpened it. It's got a good edge on it.
Thank you. Much obliged. And I'm going to drop 10 gold to him for next year.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he just pockets it and kind of grunts at you. Thanks.
So, between us, we've covered the general goods store, the apothecary, spoken to the elder, and
we haven't gone to the general store.
No.
We've not been to the general store yet.
No.
Damn, I lose track of us when we split the party.
There's a lot here. Yeah, there's a lot of. That's why I said the first session was going to be mostly RP, so that you guys could kind of come up with a plan of attack.
I would like to walk around town and just see if I can see any possible good stakeout spots.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. Whatever the rest of you doing while Alistair kind of does the guard loop.
I'm still at the forge.
Okay.
I mean, we still need to check out the goods.
I'm trying to help him work the forge, like do the bellows, make him like a drink or something while he's working, give him some encouragement. Oh yeah, you're so good at this. I'm so lucky to watch you do this right now. You are just the most talented person I have met in the last 20 minutes.
Jesse, can you not be a cock block right now?
Okay, and Jesse will just walk outside. He's gonna go find the straw head that you knocked away and bring it helpfully back.
Well, I was gonna say, because the first time you go to touch the bellows, Jesse, Resh just puts a hand on your arm and says, "I throw halflings for sport."
Oh, and I bet you're great at it.
Okay.
DM question. Would we know then all 3 spots on the map where the bodies were?
Yes, they were all found outside their homes. You did not, except for, you haven't talked much about Elan. You haven't found out much about the halfling, the most recent victim, who was engaged to the tavern owner.
So, can we mark it on the map where the bodies were found?
Yes, let me do that real quick for you. Free hand and a color. Yeah, apothecary, right there. Morgue, right here. Elan, you just know Vera found him.
Alright. I mean, we should investigate the third death. I know we should also really investigate the general store. So it depends how much we want to split and where we want to go.
I'm getting kind of hungry, so I think I'll probably just go to the magpie's nest and talk to Vera while getting food at the same time.
Yeah, let's ask her about her murdered fiance.
Are we really letting Jesse go with you on that? You two are quite an effective team.
I'm sure she's gonna want to tell us all about it.
Halfling detectives, that's the team.
So you two can always go check out Magpie's Nest. I can head over to General Goods if anybody that's got nothing else to do, and work from there. Do you want to tag along, Festus?
I can tag along.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Have fun
He just
flirting, Penelope.
waves awkwardly at like the half orc, just like waves awkwardly and blushes more, and then just starts going fast away.
Resh looks confused. Kind of scratches one side of his face.
Okay, I have a quick question.
Yes.
In terms of feet, how far away would you say the Magpie's Nest and the General Goods Store are? Really, just are they within 120 feet of each other,
Oh, God,
or is it more
damn
than
it.
that? Is it more than that?
It would be more than that.
Okay, I'm glad I asked.
Okay,
All right.
yeah,
Never
you're probably
mind.
looking at closer to like 250. They're
Okay.
pretty like as far as if you put the town on like a crooked cardinal directions, the General Goods would be almost due west, Magpies is almost due north, that kind of way.
Yeah, I got you.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
I'm glad you
So-
checked though.
Can I ask Rush on like a scale of like 1 to 10 how impressed by my hammer throw?
He just looks at you. The hammer's yours, so clearly it was impressive. No one else has been able to do that.
So can I intimidate him?
Yes.
No, this... Okay.
Yes. You may absolutely. How do you do that? I want to know.
I don't even know how I do this. I just.
Do you like flex scarily?
I mean, not
Combination
scarily,
seduction
kind of
pose plus flex.
There you go.
Like kind of
Yeah,
like one of
like,
these,
the
like
pose and the flexes and just hey baby, make the eyes, winking the gun.
You're just hanging out in his forge. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Go for it.
25.
Damn.
Hold on.
I'm really intimidating.
He just looks at you and he goes, "Where are you from?"
Where am I from?
Yeah.
Why do you need to know that?
You look familiar.
Don't think I've seen you before. I would remember.
No, I'm pretty sure. Was I drunk that night? You look real familiar. This is gonna bother me.
I definitely would have remembered you, so just trust me. You don't know me. This is our first meeting, but
I don't know. Do you have a twin?
No, not that I know of.
Are you sure?
Again, not that I know of. I haven't been with my family since a young age, though.
Okay. Well, I tell you what. Here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna come around later tonight, and we're gonna drink.
Okay.
Okay. He just goes back to hammering.
Okay.
That
I'll
is
head
how Resh, the half-orc blacksmith, flirts.
By drinking.
Well, yeah, of course.
I mean, I can probably like drink him under the table.
All
but-
good decisions include alcohol, don't you? Every good decision ever made involved alcohol.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go catch up with everyone else now.
I apologize if that was not as fulfilling of a scene as you wanted. Resh is a man of few words.
Do I spot anything during my scouting?
Yeah, there are a couple of spots depending on where you would like to post up. So the obviously the front gates, but that leads you away from the town at large. There is a road leading out of town, obviously part of the main kind of trade route that runs through here. Another spot that's possible would be the roof. It depends on the direction you're wanting to look. The rooftops of the houses here, or the buildings here, wouldn't be a bad spot. You can see the entire town from there. Or you could potentially, if you want a better view, you could get up on this cliff.
I think I would probably set up nest at the magpie's nest.
Okay. Yeah, would be easy enough to get on the roof from there.
I would probably catch up with somebody and tell them what I was going to do.
Okay.
Simple.
You can do that. All right. Who are you wanting to get caught up with? Because you've got two headed toward the general goods. Penelope, are you catching up with those folks, or are you going?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the general goods.
Okay.
I
And
would
then
probably
you've
go
got-
with Jezebel and Jussie since they're going to the magpie.
Get caught up with them. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, fun! You're gonna join us.
Yeah.
Wait, did Jesse just possess me?
Yes. See, all it takes is a happy smile and a cheerful attitude.
All right, so over to the general goods store. Let me pull up my little.
We can be the change we want to see in the world.
Oh my god. All right.
I check Rash's work. It's pretty sharp.
It's pretty sharp. It's pretty sharp. Might be
He
good.
did a real good job.
He did. Yay.
The general goods merchant. Yes. So this is a well-kept brick building, and there's a heavy wooden door that's intricately carved, repeating the same phrase in various languages that reads in common that you can see. It says Conrad's Goods and Textiles. All are welcome.
Shall we go
I'll-
in?
Except for
Yeah, let's go in.
Yeah, we'll go in.
Except for
I'll
Jeff.
take a look around, just perusing the wares.
Well organized. There's a fire going, of course. There are various rugs and tapestries on the walls and the floors. It looks like he hung them to, keep the cold out, of course. There are tables scattered across the shop that display different types of goods, and each table seems to be organized by the type of goods. So one table holds sacks of common clothes, another has traveling packs, etc., etc. It's all pretty decent quality, and as you're kind of wandering slowly, looking around, you hear from the back room, "Oh, welcome, be with you in just a moment, friends. Don't mind me." And you hear a bang, and like, oh, damn it, and damn box, and a couple shuffles, and then this human is a human man, probably in his 40s. He's seems to be kind of pretty easygoing. He's got simple clothes, but a nice leather belt across his waist. No jewelry, no tattoos or scars that you can see. Has a little hat on that covers his ears. Looks like maybe he just came in from the outside, and he's carrying a box. And he sees all of you. "Oh, travelers, welcome." Puts the box down on the shop counter. "What can I do for you?"
You can tell us more about the murders taking place.
Oh, that nasty, dirty, awful business. Why in the world would you want to know about that?
We're
Because
here
we
to
want to
help.
help out.
But that's quite kind of you. We certainly could use the help. I'm afraid I can't really tell you much.
I mean, let's be honest. When a traveler visits a town, they'll go two places. They'll go to an inn, and they'll go to a general goods store. So don't pretend like you don't hear the gossip, Seth.
Ah.
We're only trying to help.
Well, that's fair. I don't put a ton of stock in rumors. It just doesn't. I mean, that's what the tavern's for, right? You sit around and you drink and you swap stories, and people get all riled up and want to burn the manor down. It seems like just a bad business, personally.
So you don't want to burn the manor down?
No, why would you want to do that?
I mean, we're just simple traveling folk. Anything you can give us would help.
If you're wanting to help, you catch the son of a bitch. That's what you do.
So, what do you know? Have you seen anything strange? I mean, have you found one of the bodies yourself?
No, I'm eternally grateful for that, and also very sad that, poor Lucilla and Vera especially had to see that. That's awful. I can't fathom that. I feel like that would haunt you to the end of your days.
Certainly.
Do you know where, like, because we know where, like, two of the persons were found.
Yeah,
like,
you mean Alon, the halfling?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, right by the horse stable in the back of the tavern. Just out in the open. Left. I mean, who does that? I mean, that just... It's awful. Shit.
Has anyone bought anything suspicious lately?
I mean, up until we closed the town off, all kinds of people come through here. I mean...
Well, it's obviously someone that's still in town. Has anyone spoons for, like, scooping out eyes or something?
Oh, well, that's a phrase I never want to hear ever again.
Has anyone walked in and said, "Sir, your finest heart extractor, please"?
I need a rib spreader.
What would you recommend for murder?
I mean, to be fair, asking for a skinning knife would be fairly common, so I won't bring that one up.
That was valid.
Is that what you go ask a blacksmith? Your finest murder weapon, please.
To be fair, yes, it is.
Good Lord. He clams up a little bit. He says, I really don't like talking about this. I don't know what help I can be, so, I mean...
Can I inside check in?
Yes, you may. Oh, I've taught you guys so well.
7.
He seems like he doesn't want to talk about it.
Can I, like, persuade him to tell us more?
You most certainly can. How do you want to do that?
Flex.
Like, listen, we really, really understand that it's an unpleasant subject, but if we're going to solve this, we need every help that we can get. Just lay my hand on his shoulder, grip it a little tight, so he knows.
Okay,
he knows
all
what's
right.
up.
Yeah, roll it for me.
I got 20.
Okay. Looks at you. Looks at the other people in the room. All right. So, this is the only time I'm going to talk about it, so you better listen. Now, I don't think he did it. Because that just doesn't make any sense. But you will probably hear that my cousin has a beef with me. Came into town all hot and bothered about a month ago. Hasn't been seen since. Because there has been no other suspect. A couple of people have gotten it in their heads around town that Walcox, for some reason, wanted to murder people to get back at me. That doesn't make any goddamn sense.
But if he was mad, why wouldn't he just kill you?
Well, what's funny is I tried to make that point, and yeah, it doesn't make a bit of sense to me. but sure.
So tell us what happened between you realizing he was here and him vanishing. Because, I mean, you know he had a beef, but how do you know he was here to see you particularly?
He came into the store. Well, here's the thing. So, family member died, right? Will is dispersed. Money makes people weird. And apparently, one of the things that was left over is like a great aunt, or honestly, I never met the woman, but she left behind this book. It's a diary. And apparently, the diary has been in her possession for some time, and it tells where some kind of grand treasure is stored. So the family's tearing itself apart about this book. Walcox came to me, said, hey, if I get my hands on this book, you want to come find the treasure? I said, no, I don't want anything to do with it. Walcox got pissed, stormed out. That was it. That's as far as I knew. Money makes people stupid. I don't want anything to do with any of that. I don't want to touch it. I'm good here. I like my life.
So who got the diary?
Oh, fuck if I know. Sorry, excuse my language. Sorry, Paladin. Sorry. But fuck if I know.
Fine, so don't. So you only saw Walcott once for the fight, and then when did you find out he'd disappeared?
I don't know, 3 weeks ago maybe?
So there was a week between him visiting you
Yeah.
and him disappearing. What happened then?
I don't know. I haven't seen him. I know.
I mean,
it doesn't make any sense.
Your town's not that big. It's not that small, but it's not that big. Surely you must have seen him knocking about.
Well, no, because he left. He doesn't live here.
So where has he disappeared from? Off the face of the earth, where he lives?
No, yeah, from where he lives. His wife told
How
me he didn't
far
come
away
back
is
home.
that?
Village about 5 miles down the road.
Interesting. In what direction?
South. Away from the mountains.
Interesting.
It's a little village called White Hills. She said he never came back, got mad at me, thought maybe I tossed him out on his butt. I was going to, but, you know, he stormed out of here. I don't know. It's stupid. Here's the thing. Walcox and me, we've never gotten along. Ever since we were little kids. Because he's always got these grand plans and these adventuring ideas and wants to go off and be the big hero. He's in his 40s. Who's he going to be a big hero? Like, he can't do that. He can't. He's never been a soldier. He's never trained. He just thinks he's some grand adventurer. It's ridiculous.
Did he hear rumors of a manor? Did he talk about it at all?
No. Not. What about the manor? What does that have to do with anything?
Well, let's be honest. You know how these adventurers think. They come to a town, they look for the nearest weird thing. Spooky old manor on the hill that was on fire once? No, that's prime adventuring targets. You say me to be an adventurer, that'd be the first place I'd go.
I mean, shit, I never even... Sorry, dude, Paladin. Fuck, no, shit, no. Damn it. I'm sorry, can I curse in front of you? I'm feeling real awkward right now.
Yes, go, be free. I'm not a bloody
thank goodness.
duddy paladin.
Alright. I mean...
I even saw a naked lady once. Sorry.
It was two naked ladies,
This
actually.
is a real, like, down-home, good old boy. Like, he's awkward around a lot of people. I never even thought about the manor. Do you really think he went up there? That doesn't make any sense. Why did you do that?
Stupid people do stupid things.
Well,
and
Walcox
maybe-
is stupid. That is very true.
And if you're an adventurer, of course you are a little bit stupid.
Do you think... Are y'all heading up there?
I mean,
We might
can
have to.
wait.
Yeah, we have.
Could you keep an eye out for him? Just in case he fell through a board or something, or hurt himself, or is just laying there being dumbass?
Of course, we're just here to help.
We can keep an eye out in case we tumble over him.
He gives you a general description. It's a human man, roughly Conrad's age. He's shaved bald. prefers darker clothing. Last time Conrad saw him, Walcox was wearing black pants, a green shirt, and like hiking snow boots. Appropriate weather attire. But gives you a general description. Has a little bit of a goatee, dark black goatee. So just kind of your general knowledge in case you stumble across him.
Much appreciated, thank you. We'll keep a lookout. If there's any more information you can give that could be helpful, we might be more helpful ourselves.
I'm afraid I just run the store. It's not, like I said, adventuring life is not for me at all.
Well, thank you for your time, Benson. Have a good evening. And
yeah, of course.
turn to go. If the others want to stay, I'll wait outside.
Okay. Anything else from the store? You guys feel good there?
Go! Healing pots! Go!
Metagaming pigeon. All right. So we'll switch over to the Bagpie's Nest. Alistair has caught up with Jezebel and Juzzy. Alistair, are you just going to climb on the roof?
No, I'm going to go inside with him to make sure that I'm going to ask for permission.
Fair enough. All right. So it's midday at this point. It's after lunch. It's booming in here. You do see Vera bustling around. Her daughter, Camille, is also running around. And there is a dwarven man who is wearing a chef's apron who has just brought out a platter of food to someone and bustles back into the kitchen. There's chatter. There's people talking. You get a few curious looks. You do see Agatha, the guard, who led you into town the night prior. She motions at you with a turkey leg in one hand. And yeah, so what would you all like to do?
Jezebel's stomach rumbles so loudly that everyone hears it.
Okay.
Oh god, did you guys see? She has a turkey leg. We forgot lunch.
We should get some
forgot lunch,
turkey
guys.
legs.
Go nuts.
Turkey!
Do I see the guy that was instigating the manor burning?
You don't know what he looks like.
Can I ask around?
Yeah.
Ask? Yeah.
Who do you want to ask?
I would like to ask Abigail.
You mean Agatha?
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 The
Yes.
guard? Okay.
Yeah.
She motions you over. How do you like our little town full of murder? It's great, isn't it?
It's quite the light for rundown as it is right now.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
I've been meaning to ask you, why were the gates broken down?
Well, the thing is that we don't usually have gates. It's just a fence. And we had to quickly put something together when Verania wanted to keep people from coming in until we figured this whole mess out. So no one here is really good with... We don't have a lot of those supplies or anything, so we just kind of pieced it together from what we had.
No, I see. I've been hearing rumors around town that some folk here think that burning down the manor would be a great idea.
This again. Yeah. She nods. She doesn't point, but just nods. Over in the corner, there is a young dwarven man. Beardless, long, shaggy hair, hunkered over a tankard, and just staring straight down at the tankard, not looking around the room at all. Yeah, that'd be him. He's the one that started all that shit.
Anything I should know in particular about this individual?
So, farmer. Superstitious. Uneducated, in my opinion. Dumbass. Frickin'. Verania caught him with a torch on the front steps of that place.
What an idiot.
He was getting liable to trip and fall on his own face and break his neck before he was going to burn that place down.
Why is that?
Because he's a farm. What does he know about? The whole thing is stupid. The whole thing is stupid. Why would you do that?
Can I make an insight check on her?
You sure can.
20.
20. She clearly believes what she's saying. She seems to think Erstal is a superstitious fool. And doesn't understand why you would burn a place down just because it's an old, scary, abandoned building.
Right. Anything else you might want to mention about anything strange other than Erstal trying to be a fool?
No, I honestly think what's driving him is that he likes his quiet little, like, farming community life, and these murders are scary, because they are, and he's worried his life's going to get upended. So it's easy to fly into, fear and defy all logic, and blame the big scary house on the hill when there's no evidence otherwise. Like I said, idiot.
All right. I'll leave you to your lunch. Thank you for the time.
Appreciate it.
And I go over. I ordered 2 meats
Okay.
and go over to Erstal.
Okay. Yeah, he's sitting by himself at a little table. Looks up when you approach, when that kind of shadow, looms over him, and looks up. Help you?
Mind if I sit?
Free world, sure, go ahead.
Thanks. I sit down and motion the other flagon over to.
You want something?
Yeah, I've been hearing some rumors about that spooky old mansion up the hill.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that.
You sure, mate?
Yep.
How about you tell me exactly what you know about this mansion?
Or you can fuck off?
I take out my dagger and shove it into the table. You should speak.
Make an intimidation check. While this is happening, what are Jezebel and Jezebel doing while Alistair tries to stab people?
Getting turkey legs.
Okay.
I thought we'd established that's what I'm doing.
All right.
Yeah, we're eating.
You're eating.
Yeah,
Watching
I was
this.
hungry.
What was it?
19.
19.
Oh,
Looks against a farmer. Yeah, you see that? He just looks at you. What the fuck? What do you want?
I want to know about that mansion on the top of the hill.
It's a manor on a hill. Anything else?
And why do you want to burn it down?
Because unlike most of the fools in this village, I think the Rallons were playing with dark magic, and I think that's why their house almost burned down, and that's why their son died.
Tell me about this dark magic that you're so sure they were practicing with.
Everybody else doesn't believe me. You can tell me something right now, mister. Are you gonna actually listen to me and not pass judgment till you hear the whole thing?
I'm just going to watch him talk.
Okay. I know for a fact. See, I was out late one night. This was years ago when the Rolans still lived there, right? I'm out walking my dog because he's got to poop, because of course he does, because it's 3 a.m. Freaking dog. And I'm out there, and I look up on the hill, and there is a woman standing on the hill, arms raised to the full moon, and I swear to you, I watched her grow another arm, and I watched her hair fly out like snakes, and I watched her commune with some weird dark swirling energy that was all wrapping around her, and then she looked at me and her eyes glowed.
Did you recognize?
Nope. Just looked like a woman. Couldn't tell a detail from that far.
Insight check.
Sure.
50.
Yeah, he fully believes what he's saying.
No. Okay.
Now, whether he understands what he's saying and whether he saw what he thinks he saw, different question. But he fully believes in what he's saying.
Yeah. Right. Was it a common knowledge that the Romans were practicing magic?
No, there's not a hint of magic in that family.
Where exactly was Anna? Did you see this woman?
Just right on the cliff, right before you get up. Like if you take the path up the hill, right? Just off to the right there, standing on the edge of the cliff.
All right.
You don't.
Anything else you?
No, just dark magic. There's something bad up there. Burn it down. These murders stop. That's it. It's not hard. And his voice is getting louder and louder as he's doing this. And people
You
are
should
looking.
calm down.
I think you
Calm
should
down.
find out where the murderers are.
I grab the knife again.
No one else is doing anything. I want to burn it down.
We're here to help.
Did someone say burn it down?
Everybody heard that.
I keep
to
all.
clippy the paperclip for acts of arson. Hey, I noticed you're trying to burn down a house.
Oh, God.
I keep holding the knife and just go, Ursa, we're here to help. Just calm down, enjoy the meat that I brought you, and let's not make a scene of this. I have listened to your tale.
You've already been causing a scene, haven't you?
This is kind of a big scene. You're holding a knife. That's never not aggressive.
You're not wrong, but I'm telling him not to make a scene.
But you already made one.
It's beside the point, Jesse.
No, but that is the point.
I just go,
Why don't we all just sit down and have a nice... I can make us some herbal tea. Anyone want a foot rub?
Weirdest fucking thing.
Have you tried putting your socks over the fire? I brought it up last night. Full circle.
Ursa, have fun with Jesse, and I walk away.
As soon as he's out of earshot, hush tones. So you really want to burn down a building?
He just looks at you very seriously. Yeah, you in?
Yeah.
Jesse, no! I
Oh
tried to
no, I
grab
thought
Jesse.
that is. No, I mean, I didn't know you were here. No, of course not. That wouldn't be helpful.
Jesse, you're a cleric! Stop! You're not supposed to do that! I tried to grab his arm and try to usher him away.
just
Like,
let her
just
do
go
it.
sit and eat that turkey.
I'll just let her do it and vigorously nod at him.
Yeah, he's.
Wink, wink. I will say out loud, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Misty, during my scouting, would I be able to see that cliff from the Magpie's vantage point?
Yeah, it runs all along the top of the town there.
All right.
So to give you kind of an idea, he's probably talking about like right in this area, right? Just to the right of the path that leads up to the manor.
Right. Then I would like to go talk to Vera.
Okay. She is running around delivering food and drinks to a packed tavern.
I just motion to her. When you got time, can you come talk to me and my compatriots?
Yes, give me just a... And she kind of passes off her tray to her daughter, who nods. As long as we can make it quick, because it's kind of the lunch rush.
Of course.
Sure. Let's go back here, and she leads you to the kitchen.
Is Jezebel coming with, or?
I don't know. Is she?
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I was just trying to drag Jesse with me.
Okay.
All right. We've been getting some information around town, and I was wondering if I might go up to
We
the
want
roof
to know
and-
about what happened to your fiance.
I'm gonna quote one of the persons here and just go, sorry.
Yeah, she can kind of. She's just it's almost like she's still a little bit in shock, which makes sense. She tells you that her and Alon have known each other since they were kids, and it became one of those friends to something else relationships. And that they were going to be married in the spring. She found Elon's body in the courtyard behind the inn, which is where she keeps a garden for fresh herbs for the inn's dishes.
Alan was the latest murder, right?
Yes, very recently.
Might I go investigate the surroundings where he passed away?
You can.
Thank you.
You'll have to forgive me if I don't go out there.
Well, that's very fine. I leave you in good company, and I
Company?
and I go outside.
If you want, I'll try to clean it up so you can't even tell that his heart was taken out and his eyes were removed out there.
Wow. She almost just ignores you, Juzzy. It's like that is not gonna get through to her right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It'll hit home later. She'll realize it later.
Yep.
It's fine.
She'll search
I'm
you
gonna
out
go
and kill
turn
you
over
in your
more
sleep.
rocks.
Yeah, you're gonna go flip more rocks. Yeah, you can go out to the courtyard. It is really just a small courtyard. If there is any significance or any tie between the three murders, that they all were outside and they were all done near the places where these people either lived or worked.
One thing. It was a halfling, orc, and what was Oda?
Halfling, orc, and a gnome.
And a gnome. So non-human races.
So collectively, that's about 2 people. It's 2 whole.
1 3/4.
You stack the halfling and the gnome on top of each other.
To be fair, though, wouldn't it be like 2.5? Because an orc is like a person and a half.
That's true. It is.
Can I make an investigation check?
You sure can.
Just see.
Yeah. It looks like she keeps this area pretty clear of snow, so.
Still, my investigation is shit. Yeah, that's 12.
You're apparently not as good as the halfling detectives.
Doesn't help at all. I'm sure that Juzzy is actively dismantling the crime scene and trying to make it look like there was nothing here.
D&D CSI. Yeah, it looks like a courtyard. Unfortunately, even though it's been just a few days, you can see where he was killed. It's very clear on the stones that there's dried blood that's also been attempted to be cleared up. No, there's nothing. If you didn't know any better, and let's admit you don't really, it's like they bamfed in, killed somebody, bamfed out. It's just like they disappeared into thin air.
Well, it might be flying.
The usage of the term bamf.
It's pretty cloudy out, right?
Yeah, it's still overcast. It's midday. The
Can I
snow's
just-
slacked off, but it's still very cold.
Can I just try to listen if
Interesting.
it's just cold? Is it just quiet?
Yes, you may. Make a perception check for me, please.
I'm so much better at that. Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Woo!
Yeah, there's that bit of wind, right? That's blowing across, that horizontal wind that could almost knock you sideways. You hear the little bit of muffled chatter inside the tavern that you can hear through the glass, right? The windows. Very briefly, as you kind of turn your head, you thought at first you're seeing things. There's the slightest glimmer of, is that candlelight maybe? Torchlight? In one of the windows of the manor on the hill.
Very interesting.
It's very brief. It's almost like it was snuffed out as soon as you saw it.
I'm going to make up my little crow nest on top of the magpie.
Alistair's setting guard. Hephaestus and Zane and Penelope. What are you all doing?
I've wandered. Well, I'm waiting for that. So general good, so it depends what I do.
What time is it right now?
Midday.
Okay, so I just wandered back over to the magpie.
Okay. Yep. miss lunch, so yeah. Wander
Yeah,
back
I
over that
follow
way.
suit and grab some food.
Okay. While you all start to convene on the Magpie's Nest, this is where we will pick up next time. So fully expect that we'll conclude this story in a month on November 2nd at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you all for playing. Thank you for watching. Please know that we're doing all of this to hopefully drive some donations to the Rainforest Alliance. It's rainforest-alliance.org. Please join us next weekend, starting on Friday and runs all the way through Sunday. We have various games. Steve, our amazing Steve, our weird-ass cleric, is running a Monster of the Week. That several
Which will
of us
be
are gonna
equally
play
as
in.
weird.
I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it. We're doing D&D 5e, we're doing Starfinder, lots of games, lots of guests. We have some giveaways, so please join us for that. It starts next Friday at 10 a.m. I will be running the first game and the last game of the charity stream. And then if you get a chance tomorrow, Terrible Party is playing at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, picking up our campaign, our 2-year-old campaign. So thank you all very, very much. I really appreciate it, and we will see you guys in a bit. Bye, everyone.
See ya.
Bye.
It's alright.
Bye.